I fucking love Tobuscus, dude. Go follow Tobuscus. One of these days, Tobuscus, Toby Turner, is gonna rise from the dead and take over everything again. That was a Tobuscus song. Toby Turner. He's got multiple names. He's that famous. And God, I had to play it because it's just so good. It captures the moment so beautifully. Let's play it again.
Fat, 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 Jew, 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 Jew. Fat, 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 Jew, 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 Jew. Fat, 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 Jew, Jew, Jew. Jew, Jew, Jew. Fat, 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 Jew, 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 Jew.
I love that song, dude. That song's gonna be stuck in my head for a fucking month, man. I'm gonna be going around singing that in my head nonstop. That's Toby Turner, Tobuscus. He just put that song out. That dude is so fucking talented. He has a way of writing songs that are like brainworms for me. They just get stuck in my head, and it's a little annoying because then it's like a week later, I'm still singing the same fucking song. It's annoying. But that's Toby Turner. Shout out to him. One of these days, I'm gonna get him on the show. He's a good guy. But okay, Nick Fuentes came out. He responded. I said, if I will play Nick's response, and we'll give him a chance to defend himself. So that's what we're going to do this episode. We're going to listen to his response last night on the accusations from a ton of fucking people at this point who are saying that he's a Fed. Or if he's not a Fed, he's, an informant, whatever he is. He's just, it seems to be perfect. I'll sum up the argument real quick, okay? There's for the people who haven't watched the 100 episodes I've already done on this, there's the January 6th stuff, where he's doing exactly what Ray Epps did. Okay? It's fine to call Ray Epps a Fed and go, oh, yeah, he's a Fed. But, when Nick Fuentes does the exact same thing, no, you're crazy. You're crazy. You're a Jew. How could you call him a Fed? Okay, so there's that. And then for me, what I see with him in the big picture of things is the left has been trying to claim MAGA, the right wing, is a Nazi, racist, white supremacist movement. They've been trying to label us that for 10 fucking years. And then now you have this guy who sounds exactly like what they claimed we are for so long, and all of a sudden he gets boosted and he's the guy now, and every algorithm is shooting his message at the top. Kind of convenient now. And we'll see how it plays out. I think eventually the algorithms are going to deboost him because the damage is already done. And then you're going to see all of the media come around and go, the real MAGA, look, this is what MAGA, we told you MAGA was always a right-wing, white supremacist, anti-Jewish Nazi movement. And they're going to use Nick Fuentes to back that up. And a lot of people have been co-signing Nick's shit because, I don't know. I don't know why. It's dumb. But let's hear him out. I could be wrong. Let's hear what he's got to say. Let me pull this up. We're not going to watch his whole stream, obviously, but we'll pull up some of the relevant clips that I've run into, like this one right here. This is why wasn't Nick Fuentes arrested because of January 6th? Here's what Nick's got to say. Let's hear him out. I'll try not to interrupt, okay? I might interrupt a little bit, but not too much.
Now, let me tell you what happened to me on January 6th. I went to the speech on the Ellipse. I had a VIP pass. I took Vince James. I took a friend of mine, and we were at the speech on the Ellipse. Now, I did not plan to go to the Capitol building. I had plans all throughout that day. I was going to do an interview with Alex Jones that night. I was going to have dinner with a couple of friends of mine at an Italian restaurant. I had plans all throughout the night on January 6th. I had no plans of even being at the Capitol building. But I was behind Alex Jones when the speech happened.
That's all Alex's fault.
And somebody came up and said, Alex Jones is going to lead the march with President Trump to the Capitol. Trump himself said, we are going to march peacefully and make our voices heard at the Capitol. So I thought everybody was going. So I walked with the crowd to the Capitol. I took a bunch of pictures of my friends. And then somebody said, you got to give a speech. Because I gave speeches at all the other events. I went to Lansing, Atlanta, Harrisburg, Phoenix. I went to the Million MAGA marches, of which there were 2. And I gave these big speeches at all of them. I gave speeches at the U.S. Capitol, the state capitals, the governor's mansions. And so somebody said, you got to give a speech. I said, yeah, all right. Can someone find me a megaphone? And somebody goes on it. They ran, they grabbed a megaphone. I jumped up, and I'll show you where I was. I'll show you precisely where I was. This is important evidence. We're getting into the nitty-gritty here. I said, all right, now this is where I was. Take a look at where I am. You can see very clearly where I was on the Capitol complex.
So a lot of the people, again, I'm going to point this out. Everybody keeps saying he wasn't even at the Capitol. Only people that got arrested were at the Capitol, which is not true, by the way. I think Enrique Tarrio wasn't even in D.C., got arrested. Yeah, so the whole grift of like, he wasn't at the Capitol. Yeah, he's on the Capitol grounds. He's on the Capitol grounds. I guess it's like 500 feet away from the Capitol, but still on Capitol grounds.
This is me with the megaphone right here. That's Vince. That's my friend.
Yeah, whatever you do, don't play the audio of it, Nick. Don't play the audio.
Former friend. Now just soak in where I am. Look at this location. In context of where the Capitol building is. Now, if you look and pay attention, on the Capitol complex, I was right here at the I think it's called the Circle of Peace.
Oh, that disproves it, guys. He was right here. He wasn't here. He was here, not here. That disproves it, guys. He's not a Fed because look at where he was at. Okay, well, let's see.
I was right here giving that speech. And if you look it up, the Peace Circle. This is the Peace Circle. That is the statue where I gave the speech. Now, look at the picture here. Okay, you can see this is the Peace Circle. This is the video. That is the statue where I was. It's the same statue. Now, if you look at a map, it is 500 feet from the Capitol building.
Not that far. But I guess you could say, oh, he's so far away. I guess, oh, this is the line. This yellow line is because he was on this side of the line. That's why he didn't get arrested, guys. That's why he's not a Fed, because he was on this side of the line, guys.
500 feet from where the building actually is. Now, everybody that got arrested, either two or three things were true about them. There were close to 2,000 people that got charged on January 6th, and one of three things was true about all of them. They were either charged with trespassing because they were on restricted grounds. They were charged with some form of violence or vandalism because of an altercation with media or police, or they broke something. Or third, they were involved in a militia. Out of 2,000 defendants, one of those things is true about all of them.
I'll take your word for it.
This is the yellow line is where the barricades were. I was not on restricted grounds. These are the restricted grounds. I was not on them. I was 500 feet from the building. When I said take down the barricades, disregard the police, I was talking about the barricades on the lawn here.
No, I don't want him to be a Fed, but I'm not going to ignore my own common sense and instincts like a moron. My fucking spidey senses go, brrr, toe, brrr, something's wrong here. Something's not adding up. But yeah, I want him to be a Fed. No, what I want him to do is to stop discrediting the movement and stop making our movement look exactly like what they claimed our movement to be for the last 10 years, which is a racist, Nazi, white supremacist movement. Okay, maybe you've just seen some of his clips on Twitter. You haven't dove deep and seen all the fucking clips of him praising Hitler, praising fucking pedophilia, calling for the murder of non-Christians. Oh, it was all jokes, guys. Those are all jokes. You don't understand his comedy. That's what it is. Asking his audience to rape, murder, and die for him. All jokes, guys. Those are all jokes. You don't understand comedy, Pink Trip. You don't understand comedy. I'm sorry, dude. If you're not seeing it, you don't want to see it. And, you know, I'm sure he's surrounded by a lot of Feds as well. Wouldn't surprise me.
And by the way, nobody on the
But no, maybe he's not a Fed. Let's hear him out. I want to hear his actual fucking comeback to why he's not a Fed, because I haven't heard much yet.
on the lawn even got charged. Nobody that was on the lawn got charged for being on the lawn. There were thousands of people on the lawn. People got charged for being inside the building.
Is that true? Is that true? Hold on. I'll keep playing. Well, I'm going to look that up in a little bit. Okay. Nobody on the lawn got charged. Okay.
Being in the threshold, they got charged if they beat up cops, broke stuff, or they got charged because they were either in the Proud Boys, the Oath Keepers, or the 3 Percenters. I didn't fight with cops or break anything. I wasn't.
What about Owen? I don't think Owen was a Proud Boy. I don't think Owen was a 3%er. Owen, from my understanding, was not trying to break into the fucking building. Enrique Tarrio wasn't even in DC. He got charged because he helped organize it, because he was a Proud Boy organizer. And yeah, okay. I don't know. It's not okay. I'll keep hearing him out. Sorry.
In a militia, I wasn't on restricted grounds. 500 feet from the building. Now, something else happened after that. So I gave the speech. I wasn't on restricted grounds. And by the way,
so apparently, because I'm not at the Capitol right now, I'm not saying this, but just for to prove my point, since I'm not at the Capitol right now, I could tell people to storm the Capitol and ignore the police and ignore the barricades and just take the Capitol. Right? Go take the Capitol. Let's go storm the Capitol right now, guys. And I can say that because I'm not on Capitol grounds. Obviously, I'm not actually saying that, FYI. for the dumbass fucking transcripts that they try to judge you off your transcripts. That was me just setting an example as to how stupid this argument is.
I was with him.
And he was at the fucking Capitol. But I didn't cross this imaginary yellow line. It was this yellow line. That's why I didn't get charged, dude. All right.
A group of about 20 people. Not one of them got charged because I led them.
Who's paying me, Ping? You can, just one. If you want to become a member, you can become a member. It's in the description. If you'd like me to react to your super chat, you can send me a super chat. I'll react to your message. Or you can smash the thumbs up, guys. And that's how I get paid.
Them away from
Pretty
the
simple.
Capitol. I was with.
And I'm a broke motherfucker. You can look into that. I'm sure some of you groypers are already fucking trying to dox me and all the weird shit you guys do. You've already tried to fucking steal my email. Good thing I have, what's it called? 2-factor identification, whatever. That saved me. You guys were trying to jack my email. So yeah, go. You can find out how poor I am really quickly, guys.
And
unlike Nick, who's already bragging about how much money he's making. He's already bragging about how rich he is.
the people there, they could testify to this
There
or
ain't
not.
nothing wrong with being rich.
But the guy that was standing next to me, all of them.
Thank you for the
Vince
gift of
James
membership,
was
bro.
right here. He did not get
Amanda,
charged.
welcome, Amanda.
This doofus was here. He did not get charged. This guy was here. He did not get charged. This guy was there. He did not get charged. Or I'm sorry, I don't have my. Let me go back.
So he's talking about all his friends that were in his inner circle didn't get charged, right? So all the people in the picture with him, they didn't get charged. Okay, because you and your friends left, and they weren't the ones on a fucking bullhorn saying, "Storm the Capitol, ignore the police, ignore the barricades, we're taking back the Capitol." They weren't the ones doing that, and they weren't dumb enough to actually follow the people into the Capitol, which a lot of your supporters did, and a lot of your supporters got in trouble. But because the tiny little group of insiders that were surrounding me during the speech didn't get in trouble. Okay. That's such a good comeback here. I mean, how could anybody call you a Fed after this? I mean, let's keep hearing them out. Let's keep hearing them out.
I don't have it in front of me. Vince James here, not charged. Doofus did not get charged. This guy. None of these people got charged. And that's because I was with the group walking to the Capitol. I gave the speech. And then I said, this is getting hairy. This is getting dicey. Tear gas started coming.
What a pussy. He's sitting there watching this happening. He's watching fucking people fighting with the cops. He's watching the tear gas go off as he's telling his followers to storm the Capitol, to ignore the police, to ignore the barricades. And then he's like, oh, this is getting hairy. I better leave. As I just directed my fucking kid audience to go ruin their fucking life. Good job, Nick. Good. You were smart, Nick. You had some self-preservation going on. That's good. At least for yourself. Too bad you didn't have any of that kind of thought for your actual followers who listen to you.
Down. I said, let's get out of here. We all left. So this idea that I was ordering people into the Capitol, not true.
Do I gotta play the fucking clip again? We're playing the clip again, guys. I'm sorry. Look, if he's gonna say it's not true, I mean, yeah, he's not a liar. This guy would never lie to you, right? If he's just gonna come out and say it's not true, we gotta play the clip again. I'm sorry, because I know everybody doesn't watch every episode, so you probably missed the times I've played this clip already. But I'm pulling it up, dude, because you can't just say it's not true. We have the video of you doing it, Nick. So this is already making me wonder, like, okay, he's just going to lie and say it's not true when it's indisputably true? And I'm supposed to buy this? I'm supposed to, some reason, buy this? We're playing this again. Because I'm not going to let him just lie and say he never did that when it's very clear he did. This is him at the spot he just showed you. 500 feet away from the Capitol. He's on Capitol grounds. Okay, that's what matters the most. Oh, but I'm so far from the... You're on Capitol grounds, dude. Okay?
Keep moving towards the Capitol. It appears we are taking the Capitol back. Keep marching and don't relent. Never relent. Yeah! Break down the barriers and disregard the police.
Break down the barriers and disregard. He didn't tell anybody to do. No, he didn't tell anybody anything, guys. It's very convenient when he plays the video of this. He leaves out the audio because it would be hard to lie like that after you just played the audio of you telling people to fucking storm the Capitol. It's so, come on, man. Come on. It's just funny. It's funny.
We're evacuating the Capitol. We're evacuating the Capitol.
And you can see the crowd freaking out. And if you listen to like there's a longer version of this that's like 20 minutes. It's clear the shit is going down as he's telling people to do this. This isn't like just rhetoric. It's just like, oh, he's just trying to rah his audience. No, they're literally fighting with the police and tear gas is going off. And you can see at the Capitol grounds, fucking people in black fighting the police. If you remember January 6th, you remember some of the videos, they like scrubbed most of the shit from the internet. But that's the shit that was going on. And he's telling his little kid audience to go march. But according to Nick, he never said that. According to Nick, he never said that. Let's
not true at all. So this idea that I was ordering people into the Capitol, not true. Not true at all.
No, he doesn't lie, guys. He's a straight up, he doesn't lie. He doesn't lie. He doesn't lie at all.
Everybody that was with me did not get charged. I led people.
The Groypers like to talk about how I look. It's funny, like the Groypers are probably the ugliest, most fucking funky looking group of people you've ever seen. And then they talk about how I look. A lot of you Groypers would love to be as handsome as me, but it's never going to happen. Because you don't have the fucking amazing Scotch, Irish, French. Like I come from Sean Connery stock. That's where I come from. Okay, where do you come from? Huh? It's funny how the Groypers, like the ugliest group on the internet, are going to talk about how I look.
People away from the Capitol. But that's what happened.
Yeah, so yeah, no, he actually directed people away from the Capitol, guys. That's what he did.
Now let me tell you what happened. Charged. Doofus did not get charged. This guy. None of these people got charged.
Yeah, because they're your friends. Probably feds too.
And that's because I was with the group walking to the Capitol. I gave the speech. And then I said, this is getting hairy. This is getting dicey. Tear gas started coming down. I said, let's get out of here. We all left. So this idea that I was ordering people into the Capitol, not true. Not true at all. Everybody that was with me did not get charged. I led people away from the Capitol. But that
I can't believe he can say that with a straight face. That's how dumb his audience is. They can't even fucking go look at the evidence in front of their face and square that with what he's saying and go, actually, he's not being honest here. This doesn't jive. What's going on here? No, they can't even put that together. Funny. We got more. Okay, yeah, this is the one I just played. Nick rips into Elon Musk, Tucker Carlson, and Milo. Let's see what I think his response is going to boil down to this. I'm not a Fed. You're a Fed. That's going to be his response. Me, a Fed? You're the Fed. And, this is probably true. Milo worked with the Feds, and Gavin worked with the Feds. And all the people that he fucking circled, that he ran in the same circles with, all tend to be working with the feds, but not Nick. He's like, oh, okay, let's hear him out. Oh, wait, also, there's something here at the beginning that I kind of missed. I don't remember if he points it out, but here is a conversation that he had with Milo on January 5th, where Milo says, basically, the feds showed up to his door. They showed up to Gavin's door. They showed up to like the door of a lot of these right wing guys who were going to be at the Capitol, and they basically told him, "Don't go. We can't guarantee your safety." So apparently, Baked Alaska got a visit as well from the feds or from some sort of government. I don't know if it was the Capitol Police, who it was, but somebody in the government. Lots of Proud Boys are getting them. I think they are trying to keep obvious targets away. It would not serve their cause if Enrique or Gavin or I were killed. It might actually kick off a right-wing riot at least. Very possible they're all feds.
A member. The Midwest Request celebrates 1 month of membership. The Spooks are infighting in a WWF cage match.
It's entertaining, ain't it, Midwest Request? It's so much fun. Thank you, brother. It would not serve their cause if Enrique or Gavin or I were killed. Yeah, probably because they're all feds, right? And here they are, talking to their Fed buddy, Nick Fuentes. I mean, maybe Nick's the only one that's not a Fed. They want Republicans simmering, not boiling. This is Milo, by the way, talking to DMing Nick the day before January 6th. Just between us, I was given a friendly warning. No, I can't pull up.
What happened to me?
That no law enforcement would be able to guarantee my safety. He says, and then this is Nick says, I'm going to go to the Trump rally at the Ellipse and then get out of Dodge. That would be smart. Don't be out at night. Whatever you do. And honestly, I would just not be there or whatever. Some of it's cut off. I remember reading this. I think it might be another video where he addresses this because there's a point where he goes over these DMs. Nick does, and he got this message from Milo saying basically stay away. And what does he do? He shows up on January 6th and tells his followers to march into the Capitol. But this is proof that he's not a Fed, right? That's what it is. It's proof that he's not a Fed, guys. Doesn't look like it to me, man. All right, let's see. Let's see him rip into Elon Musk, Tucker Carlson, and Milo.
Elon Musk, who all of his people are in the Department of Defense. Elon runs the DOD. Elon's a defense contractor. His SpaceX rocket ships, his Starshield satellites power the U.S. military.
I agree, dude. They are.
The Midwest Request super chatted $2. The feds are fighting for our love and support.
Dude, it wouldn't surprise me if like a huge percentage of the influencers are, maybe not feds, but they might be taking orders in some way or another. That wouldn't surprise me one bit. That would actually be right out of the playbook of how the government works with a lot of these type of movements, with people who have influence. And now the people that have influence are not CNN and MSNBC. And no, now it's influencers like Nick Fuentes and all these people who have a huge following. That's who they're going to try to fucking get under their thumb now. Oops. Where'd I go? There we go.
Milo, who is a federal informant, who is literally, you can Google Milo federal informant. It's on the record. These are the people who have been in politics for so many years.
Hey, you super chatted $5. I'm not certain Nick's a Fed. He could be, but I'm starting to think he works for someone else. Dark money that influence the influencers and feds.
Yeah, a lot of people think that that's a possibility. A lot of people say Qatar. That sounds stupid.
Super chatted $9.99. Nick is such an obvious asset.
Yeah, I know.
It's embarrassing.
I know, Spocko. It's mind-boggling to me that people are like, why are you doing this? Why? It's because a lot of people don't seem to see it for some reason. And it's suspicious to me, the people who don't see it, because it's so in your face. But yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm the dumb one, guys. Maybe I am.
None of them, by the way, even from America. Like, think about this. Elon Musk, not from America. He's from South Africa. Candace Owens' husband, George Farmer, not from America. Milo, not from America. And Tucker Carlson, who spends all his time in Hungary with Viktor Orban, in Argentina with Javier Milei.
That's great, but why? Explain to me how you're not a Fed, Nick. Stick to the point, all right? This is his same response he did with fucking Tucker. Tucker goes, I think he's a gay Fed. And then his response is, well, you're CIA. Okay, so this is now his response is, well, Elon's a Fed and now Milo's a Fed. And it's like, okay, but what about you? We're talking about you.
2 Philo-Semites. Tucker, whose dad is flying with him to Vietnam with John McCain and Pakistan.
He's really worked on those hand movements, dude. He so badly wants to be the next Trump. He stole all of Trump's vibe. Like his whole everything is Trump. And you could tell he's kind of crashing out over this. You can see his face. Just watch when I pause, how angry he looks every time I pause.
Super chatted $1.99. Thoughts on Jacob Shonsley? Jan 6th Shaman? Fed?
I don't think he was a Fed, was he? I mean, he actually went to jail for multiple years, didn't he? Like, he's one of the ones they locked up. I think he was, a little bit mentally ill.
And in Nicaragua with the Contras. These are billionaires, multimillionaires, people that weren't born in America, people that serve at the pleasure of billionaires like Rebecca Mercer, like Rupert Murdoch. The list goes on and on. Elon Musk himself. And these 4 people are calling me, the guy from Chicago. I grew up in LaGrange Park in a $300,000 house. I went to public school.
That means he's not a Fed. He grew up in Chicago. They don't have Feds in Chicago. You know that, right? Like, the Feds will never recruit an informant out of Chicago. So, I mean, yeah, he's not a Fed because he's from Chicago, guys.
My dad worked for the tollway in the city. My mom was a stay-at-home mom. Neither of them went to college.
Okay, but why were you ordering your followers to storm the Capitol like a good little Fed? And why is your whole thing now attacking the movement you claim to care about and discrediting it by making it look like an actual racist Nazi movement? When we've been trying for 10 fucking years to dodge those accusations. And now you conveniently show up and you get pushed to the top of the algorithm. Yeah, I know he's banned off everything. Do you guys not understand? You can be banned, but still every time you talk about something, the algorithm fucking, oh, let's promote this, let's promote that. And that's what's been going on with fucking Nick here. Look at Instagram, look at YouTube. All of a sudden, even though he's banned, it's fucking going crazy in the algorithm anytime you talk about Nick. Right? Why? Because it's the best way to actually prove themselves right, which is those guys are Nazis, they're white supremacists, they're actually racists. And now let's inflate this message of this guy who sounds exactly like what we said you were the whole time. It's very convenient. It's very convenient and makes me very suspicious.
I went to Boston University and started an internet show and dropped out. And the richest man in the world, Tucker Carlson, who's at Fox News, whose dad ran the CIA.
Honestly, at this point, he hasn't told me, because what was his answer to fucking the sending people to the, telling people to storm the Capitol? I never told people to storm the Capitol. So right there's a lie. He's not being honest. He's trying to say that he didn't tell people to storm the Capitol when the evidence is right in front of our face. We have video of him doing it. And yesterday, I even played a clip of him talking about Ray Epps, calling Ray Epps like a Fed, and like, oh, he was doing that because he was trying to honeypot people. I guess he didn't realize that there was video of him doing the same thing as well. But it's funny. It's Ray Epps is a Fed, but not Nick Fuentes, who did the exact same fucking thing. Hilarious. And then Harrison Smith, God bless him, I like Harrison. He comes out and he goes, all the people on the right think they can spot a Fed. You can't spot a Fed. You don't know how to spot a Fed. And my simple question to Harrison would be, Harrison, what did you say about Ray Epps, Harrison? Did you call Ray Epps a Fed? I'm pretty sure at some point, now I don't have the receipts, but I'm pretty sure at some point Harrison Smith was doing the same thing we all did, which was like, this Ray Epps guy's a Fed. I can see through this. But no, but not when it's Nick Fuentes, Harrison. Not when it's Nick Fuentes. It's weird to me. It's weird.
Blake O'Brien super chatted $5. YouTube algo has sucked for many years. Nick has been being shoved down my throat by YouTubers I've never heard of.
Yeah, because everybody, look, as a creator, you see when something you do gets more impressions, right? When I talk about Nick and I go from 200 regular viewers to 450 to 800 regular viewers, and I've never had that many viewers, but the moment I talk about Nick, all of a sudden the algorithm is pushing it in front of everybody. Very convenient, dude. But oh, the Groypers are like, oh, the algorithm is actually organic now, guys. It's so organic. It's just the way things are supposed to be. Okay.
They're calling me controlled opposition. I'm the asset. Okay. That's rich. And by the way, none of them wanted anything to do with me. Candace doesn't want to do a show with me until I'm more famous than ever. Tucker doesn't want to say my name until a week after that backfired. Elon, for some reason, enters the fray after that backfired. But this is all totally organic, and they definitely believe what they're saying.
Well, because you're in their fucking feeds. Elon's wondering, like, who is this fucking Nick Fuentes kid who's everywhere now? Everybody's talking about him. So yeah, everybody's curious about it, Nick. And then everybody goes down the same rabbit hole I've gone down to go, this is really weird. Oh, he was at January 6th ordering his kid followers to storm the Capitol, and he was one of the lucky ones who for some reason didn't get any charges. And now he's coming out fucking talking like a Nazi, and the left-wing run algorithms are pushing his message to the top, which is very convenient when they've been trying to claim that America First is a right-wing Nazi movement. And then Nick himself comes out and says, like, his whole goal now is to take down the right. Like, okay, dude.
They definitely believe what they're saying, and it's all authentic. Yeah. They're the champions of the people. They're definitely against Israel. Elon Musk, that was at Auschwitz and then had a personal private tour by Bibi Netanyahu looking at the evidence of Hamas's terrorism. Tucker Carlson, who said,
It's all a Jewish attack. Everything's the Jews. It's all the Jews. It's all the Jews coming after him, guys. The Jews are going to kill him. Yeah, I'm sure he's going to do the same thing he did last time, which is like, guys, they're going to kill me, guys. They're going to kill me. He's such a victim.
Spoke to my friends in the Israeli government and told them, I'm not your enemy. Candace Owens, who says it's not the Jews, it's the Frankists, it's the Khazarians. Milo, who on the
Oh, yeah.
Spocko super chatted $4.99. YouTube will bury someone at the center of the earth if they hate them.
It's not a coincidence that all of a sudden he just became super pushed in the algorithm.
Chatted $1.99. The algorithm is organic, vegan, with fair trade.
Yeah, I agree. It's completely organic, guys. Yeah, I mean, it's funny. People think it's just organic. He's so popular now. It's like, dude, there are people that have been fucking shadow banned for 10 fucking years, completely throttled, who couldn't get a fucking impression to save their life because YouTube decided they didn't like their shit. But it's all organic. Nick's just so popular now. He's just so popular. It's like, no, I don't trust her. I guess all of you trust the Jewish algorithms now, right? By the way, the algorithms aren't Jewish. I'm making fun of the Groypers because everything they don't like is Jewish. That's why I liked Toby Turner's song so much, because it does capture what's going on right now. It's like, I call Nick a Fed, they call me a Jew. I call them a Fed, they call me a Jew. I call them a Fed. It's fucking brilliant.
Show
it's
with
fun.
Candace
it's a lot of fun.
Said I talked to my friend in Israeli intelligence. Yeah, these 4 people are telling the truth. Nothing weird going on there. These 4 people that are deeply in bed with America's oligarchs, these 4 people who are all conspicuously tied to foreign countries, these 4 people that are all tied to Israel, Milo's lobbying firm, go look at the website. It's Karen Giorno, an Israel firster who ran Laura Loomer's campaign.
All this could be true, but you're not answering the accusations. You're just attacking back and going, oh, I'm a Fed? Well, you're a Fed. Oh, you think I'm not trustworthy? Well, you're not trustworthy. But you're not answering the accusations. In fact, you're actively lying about what happened by saying you didn't tell people to go to the Capitol. You told them to turn away when we all have the evidence that that's not true. So who should I trust here?
Super chatted $2.
None of you,
Nick
probably.
Is helping Palantir build that list. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
Yeah, okay. That's another thing. Like, I can't prove it, but there's been reports that he was trying. I forgot who it was. We talked about it last night. Somebody claimed to have documents that he was actually shopping his audience around.
$2. Ping, you're giving this guy way too much time, man.
This, like I said earlier in the chat, I had to do this because I told people last night, because Nick went live when I was live last night, that I will play Nick's response and I will hear him out. So I'm being fair and I'm hearing him out. But this will probably be the last time I talk about Nick for a while until something else comes up. But I'm too deep into this shit, bro. I've been going down this rabbit hole. I can't stop covering it now. How can I do that? But yeah, this next episode will be tomorrow, or the next time I come live. We'll do some more fun stuff, guys. It'll be more fun.
It's Ron Coleman, an Orthodox Jew lawyer and the biggest rabbi in Omaha, Nebraska. These are the people that are accusing me. They have something to say about me. Really?
So more, not me, you. You're ugly. No. You're ugly. Oh, you're fat. No, you're fat. No, I'm not fat. You're the fat one. That's not a good defense, Nick. It's not a good defense. Honestly, if he would just come out and go, look, I was young and I was stupid and I made a mistake. I should have never told people to. I understand why people would think I'm a Fed when I acted exactly like Ray Epps. So I understand that. But I am not a Fed, and I got really lucky because I got a good lawyer, and I was able to get off by the grace of God. But that was a mistake. I should have never have done that, and I'm older and wiser now. I could respect that if he came out and said that. But he comes out and says, I never told people to march on the Capitol. I never said that. Actually, I told people to leave. Bro, if you did tell people to leave, it was after you told them to march the Capitol, and the people you told to leave was your little fucking small little entourage that, you guys didn't want to fucking get your hands dirty. So again, he's just lying. That is a fucking provable lie right there. Provable. Let's see what his next one is. What about the Bitcoin donation that Nick got when the Stop the Steal protests were going on? That's sus. Now, that was the real reason. They claim that his bank accounts were locked because he's just such a powerful radical. No, his bank accounts were locked because he got some 500,000 Bitcoin donation from a guy who ended up offing himself. And that's why his bank accounts were locked for 6 months, because they flagged that as suspicious.
This guy who I never knew, never met, never really talked to, was suffering in an extraordinary way, resolved to commit suicide, which he admitted in the suicide note was a selfish act. But he went out with a selfless act. He donated his fortune to the people he thought were preserving and fighting for civilization. And for whatever reason, he saw me as the most important figure. That's why he gave me half of the total donation, obviously. And that had nothing to do with January 6th.
Hey, you super chatted $2.
That's his defense.
I'm rubber. Your glue defense proves nothing.
That's basically what it is, dude. That's basically what it is.
Now, given the nature of it, it was such a large and unusual sum of money. I never had a big transaction before that, so it was the size of the transaction. It was facilitated by Bitcoin, and it came from a foreign country. Now, all of that...
Yeah, all of that, if somebody else had taken that, you would say they were fucking being paid by somebody.
Chatted $1.99. You're a towel.
I guess I'm a towel, bro. See, this is the thing. If all of this stuff would, like, let's say it was Milo that did all this, you think Nick would be saying he's not a Fed? If all of this information was about anybody else, you groypers would be going, they're a Fed. I mean, shit, you use less fucking evidence. You go, oh, well, Tucker Carlson's father was CIA. That means he's CIA. Less evidence than what we have on Nick of him actually behaving like a Fed, actually honeypotting his people, and now trying to discredit the movement you care about by turning it into a racist Nazi movement, which is exactly what they tried to label us as for 10 fucking years. And now, boom, this is going to be the kill shot. This is going to stick. And why am I so upset about this? Because, I don't know, I kind of want to wake people up to what I think is the obvious thing going on here. Especially when I see people I really respect falling for this and helping push this along. This thing that's just basically going to end up making it a movement that's never really going to play on a nationwide level again. Maybe there's time to stop that. But if this guy keeps rising up the ranks, I can't vote America first. I can't vote for the same identity politics, victim mentality bullshit that I fucking turned away from with the left. I'm supposed to all of a sudden be for it now. That's my two options. Victim mentality left, white people are bad, or victim mentality right, where the Jews are bad. Those are my two options. I don't know what I'm going to do. I ain't voting. I guess I'll pull a Rogan and vote fucking for the libertarians or something.
Is enough to warrant attention by itself, but especially after January 6th. Because I was such a vocal proponent of Stop the Steal. I was going to Atlanta, Harrisburg, Phoenix. I was all over. So naturally, the feds were looking for foreign financing. That was their narrative. That's what they went with. They said this was foreign financing of the...
Well, it was. He just admitted he was a foreigner who sent you a fucking bunch of money.
These riots and insurrections in January 6th and all that. So they were looking at...
But it's not suspicious, guys. Like just a random $500,000 donation through Bitcoin. That's not suspicious, guys.
They were looking at Alex Jones. They were looking at these types of people. They found this transaction and they flagged it. And they said, before this insurrection, this unusually large Bitcoin transaction from a foreign country went through. Now they investigated it and they found this had nothing to do with January 6th. If it did, why would they give money to UN's Review? That had nothing to do with J6. Why would they give money to Gab, BitChute, Ethan Ralph? I mean, none of these people really had anything to do with Stop the Steal or J6. They weren't bankrolling it. They weren't financing it. Many of them weren't even there. So what's more, the January 6th event was not even announced until after December 8th. So the donor was literally dead before January 6th was even put on the schedule. Forget about... this was masterminded, orchestrated. The guy died before the event was even announced.
Okay, I'm going to give Nick the benefit of the doubt. He has a big show. It's very possible he had a foreign fan who was dying and wanted to donate a bunch of money to Nick before he died. So, okay. I can buy your version of events on this story, Nick. But not January 6th. Especially when you come out and you just lied like you just did and said, I never told people to storm the Capitol when you absolutely did. It's on video. When you fucking try to say, I actually told people to leave when all the evidence is the exact opposite. Okay, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt on this one. Suspicious, but okay. It's plausible.
Because all of that was moving very quickly. If you remember in 2020, we scrambled to do these protests, and everyone was just doing it to defend Trump in the stolen election. So one had nothing to do with the other. Some French computer programmer who I didn't know, never met, bequeathed his fortune to a dozen people and then killed himself. Now, I happen to be doing these protests because I said the whole year the election would be stolen. I said since June 2020, it's going to be a red mirage. I said in October 2020, it's going to look like we're winning, then we're going to lose because of the mail-in ballots. Then it happened. So we kind of bootstrapped it. I drove to Lansing. We flew to these All
right, we'll move on to the next one because there's a few of these. Nick Fuentes doesn't care about the money, fame, or notoriety. I'm doing it for the pleasure at this point. Okay, let's hear him out.
The generational run I've been on, the money, the fame. I'll be honest with you. I made a lot of money this summer. I made a lot of money, and it feels good. And I got a lot of support this month, this year. A lot of views, a lot of followers. I'll tell you something. A lot of people are saying congratulations.
See, look at this little homo. What's your name? Infinite Slick. Everybody remember to downvote this stream and report it. That's the games you play. Do I go downvote Nick's stream? No, I go on my stream and I give my view and my take on it. But yeah, that's the little games you play. And then you want me to not call you a Fed. Okay, play like a Fed.
Congratulations, I bet it
and I'll
feels
call you
good.
a Fed.
I have lost any sensitivity to any of that. You want to know why? Because when I was 21 years old, I woke up one day and $500,000 was frozen in my checking account with no explanation. And my face went pale as a ghost because 4 months after that,
I'm gonna try to find this so I can get rid of it. Because yeah, if you come into my channel and you start telling people to report my shit, I'm gonna get rid of you. Which one was it? Did I lose it already? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Did I lose it already? Where's that guy's dumb message? Yeah, there he is. Infinite Slick. Goodbye, Infinite Slick. Hide user on this channel. Oh, I got to do it over here. Oh, god dang it.
I tried to get on an
Oh,
airplane.
it hit it. It hit it. Good.
And they
Okay.
told me, you're not allowed to
Good
fly
luck with
today.
that.
And I was on the no-fly list for a year.
But just know, if my channel goes down, it's the Fuentes kids. They don't like it. They don't like when you point out obvious shit that everybody's pointing out. They get mad because they can't actually combat what we're saying. He can't combat it. His audience can't combat it. So all they got is downvoting, trying to bully you and intimidate you in the comments, getting your email, trying to steal your email, trying to jack your email, signing you up to a bunch of Jewish newsletters, which that one's funny. I don't care about that one. But trying to steal my email, that one's pretty dark. And then, okay, if that doesn't work, report it. Get a shit banned. We'll mass flag it. We'll mass report it. Just they're exactly like the left. These little dumbasses. I mean, it's possible they were raised in this new education system where they were taught this identity politics bullshit. And instead of being smart and going, actually, the problem is the identity politics, they went, no, the problem isn't identity politics. It's that the white people should be at the top of the hierarchy of identity politics. That's what it should be. Good luck, guys. We'll see how that works out for you.
Because I had to spend $250,000 that year just to stay out of prison and hire very expensive attorneys. Because I thought I was facing some kind of charge from the Biden administration. That was the possibility back then. Because I had already lost my YouTube.
I'll debate Nick, DB. He won't debate me. I will debate Nick. Do I got to go on his show? I'll have him on my show, but I'm not going to go live because I don't trust him. I don't trust him to go live because you guys are not trustworthy. You clearly aren't.
YouTube channel. I had already lost my Twitter account, my PayPal. I had been betrayed by my best friends before in high school and in the Groyper movement.
Oh, no.
So now I'm getting a little bit of notoriety. I'm making a little bit of money. I'll tell you something. It doesn't make a fucking difference to me. And if they ban me tomorrow and if they froze my money tomorrow, I would go back on Cozy TV live at 8 o'clock or midnight or 3 a.m. or whenever I feel like it. Because I'm not doing it for the money. I'm not doing it for the fame or the notoriety. I'm not even doing it to be liked. I don't care if you like me. I don't care if you give me adulation or praise. I'm doing it because at 18 years old, I tried to tell the truth about Israel. And from the very beginning, I got screwed over by these fucking people that hate our country. I'm just doing it for pleasure at this point.
Yeah, he's sounding like a Fed, to be honest.
I am just doing it for the pleasure.
I'm just mad.
For being a human wrench thrown into the system.
He's just mad. He's just mad. Like, a lot of people are bitter because, like, it didn't work out for him. He thinks he should be like the modern day Ben Shapiro. And now he's mad because he was rejected because his message doesn't play as much as you want to pretend it does. That's the big problem with Nick, is that his message doesn't play. And then he'll talk about why everybody turns their back on him. Because you're toxic, bro. You're toxic. You're toxic to a political movement. I don't know if I got this clip pulled up, but I remember hearing last night he was talking about how this guy he supported just barely lost because Nick supported him. Yeah, Nick. That's because your message is toxic, bro. No one's going to fucking accept you and be like, oh, I want Nick Fuentes' support. No, because you're going to sink everybody that you're tied to. Because you have a toxic fucking message that doesn't play. As much as you fucking dumbass groypers think that your message of the Jews is like the message that everybody needs to hear. No, that's the message that's going to discredit everything because it's retarded. Okay? And if you're too retarded to see it, I can't help you.
That's why I do this. I'm not like Candace Owens, who made $45,000 suing her high school fellow students because they left a racist voice message on her voice machine on her phone in 2017. And then went on to Blexit, and then went on to Social Autopsy, and then went on to this, that, and the other. Not like Tucker Carlson, who's playing a game. Let me tell you something. I am doing it for the kick, for the pleasure. of wiping the smirk off of Charlie Kirk's fucking small, ugly face. I am doing it for the pleasure of shutting down Ben Shapiro and Jonathan Greenblatt and the ADL. All these people that said, Chicago doesn't matter. You're just some kid from Chicago. All these people that said.
What does it matter where he's from? Why does he play on that so much? I'm from Chicago. All these people from Chicago. Who gives a shit if you're from Chicago? What does that matter at the end of the day? Like, that's your winning argument is I'm from Chicago. They said I was from Chicago. Okay.
I support
Who gives a
America
fuck?
because America supports Israel. These people that said if we set up the Constitution on a desert island, that would be America. Go ahead. Try me. Do it. Seriously. We could run it all over again.
Yeah, he's got nothing, dude. He's got no response to it. And then I know there's another part where he's like, well, when you call someone a Fed, how can you say that you're not a Fed? I get that. There's a little truth to that. It's hard to disprove a negative. But at the same time, he does the same thing. At the same time, he turns around and everybody that criticizes him, he calls them a Fed. He calls them owned by Israel. He does the same fucking tactic. But he doesn't like it when it's used against him. The problem why it's sticking so well with him is because he's behaving like a Fed. It's because he acted like a Fed on January 6th. And now he is the perfect fucking person to discredit everything about America first. And conveniently, he's pushed to the top and he's the voice now. Very convenient. Very
I
convenient.
didn't come this far after 10 years to now start playing fucking games.
He's a
This
tough
is my
guy.
entire
He's a
adult
tough guy.
life. I'm in it. So say what you want. Say what you
So, you know, it's real easy to be real tough when you got a bunch of fucking dumbass kids that order around to go do all your doxing and all your shit. Yeah. I don't know. Let's see what's next. Because he's just, again, not addressing anything. He's just attacking all the people who are calling him a Fed. Okay, that's one way to handle it. But he doesn't got any real defense of himself other than, I never said people stormed the Capitol. Actually, you did. It's on video. It's on video, dude. Oh, no, it's AI, guys. That's going to be the next one. It's an AI video. It never really actually happened, guys. That's going to be the next one. Watch. I'm doing this for pleasure, for being a human wrench thrown into the system. Was that the... All right, we'll give this one a shot. Let's see what he says here.
You know, I would imagine it's either censorship or it's death, or they try to get me to sell out. I was telling the group chat from the subscribers earlier this week, I said, you know, the generational run I've been on, the money, the fame, I'll be honest with you, I made a lot of money this.
I played this one already. Yeah, this is where he gets to talk about how much of a badass he is. He's such a badass on a generational run. Nick Fuentes publishes leaks. Okay, yeah, this is the one I was talking about. I think.
You know, the good thing about telling
For
the
him
truth
talking to
is you
Milo.
never have to worry about getting caught up in all the lies. That's a good thing.
He's telling the truth, even though he just lied to us a couple videos back, trying to say that he didn't order people to go into the Capitol. But this guy never lies. He never lies, guys.
You know, when you're
Never
a
lies.
liar, you have to worry about text messages from 4 years ago because
Yeah, he was a real big fan of Trump like 10 years ago, JCD 780. And yeah, he basically copied Trump's mannerisms, Trump's way of talking, and made it his own. And he did it as a child, you know. It's cute when you're a child, but then when you become a grown man and you're still copying somebody else's way of speaking and talking, that's kind of lame. That's kind of sad when you're 28 and you're still doing that.
the story's always changing based on what suits. But first, let's start with the text messages from Milo. This is January 5th, 2021. I said, hey, what did the Fed...
Yeah, I'm scared of Nick, Indian, man. That's why I keep coming on talking shit about him, even though all of you fucking spurgs try to intimidate me. I'm so scared. If I was scared, I would have stopped talking about him the first time you guys flooded my comment section to try to make it look like everybody supports Nick and anybody that thinks Nick's fucking bad for the movement and probably a Fed is bought and paid for. I'm so scared. You guys in the comment section, just have fun. Have fun. Say what you want. Nobody's believing it. You could get every bot on the planet to back you up, and nobody's going to believe it, dude. Good luck.
Fed say to you? Apparently, Baked Alaska got a visit as well. On January 5th, the day before J6, Milo posted on his Telegram channel that the feds told him something about January 6th. Milo replied, "Lots of Proud Boys are getting them. I think they're trying to keep obvious targets away. It would not serve their cause if Enrique or Gavin or I were killed. It might actually kick off a right-wing riot at last. It would not serve the federal government's interests if Milo, Gavin, or the Proud Boys were there at J6. That's why they were warned."
Yeah, and here he is warning you, bringing you into that circle. So all the people who you're claiming everybody that you were associating with is a Fed, but somehow that's proof that you're not a Fed? And it sounds like Milo, whether or not he's a Fed, had the fucking wherewithal to tell people, because he actually, I'll pull this up right now. Say what you want about Milo. The dude came out, this is his post during this time, where he admitted he had someone come to his door, and he told people not to go to DC because some shit was going to go down and he didn't trust it. So Milo the Fed at least had the wherewithal to tell his followers not to go to January 6th because it looked bad. My strong advice to everyone going to DC, attend the rallies in the daytime and then get out of the streets. If the left wants to trash their own town, let them. Don't be seen out there at night. Let America see them running wild. Which is a point I've said a million times. This is why I hated the Proud Boys at a certain point. I did think the Proud Boys were funny. You know, there was things about the Gavin McInnes was funny. But there was a certain point where it's like, dude, you guys keep showing up to these places where the left wing is acting like idiots. And then the whole story becomes about the right wing Nazis that showed up. Just leave them alone. Let them act like idiots. Let them be the story. It's very convenient and not smart. Here's me on Parler, January 5th, telling you all not to go to DC. Wish more had listened instead of following Nick's incitement to riot. Just had a knock at the door. So here's Milo publicly telling everybody. Like clearly it wasn't a secret. Milo wasn't hiding it. Just had a knock at the door. I won't be going to DC. Whatever operations they've got running to fuck with patriots, it's massive and they aren't playing around. Take care, everyone. Milo tells Nick this. The same thing he's telling everybody publicly. And what does Nick do? Nick goes and then he orders his followers to storm the Capitol. Maybe he's just a complete idiot. That's possible. Maybe Nick is just a complete idiot. Maybe he's not a Fed. He's just a moron. That's possible as well.
They want Republicans simmering, not boiling. Just between us, I was given a friendly warning that no law enforcement agency would be able to guarantee my safety. They basically said, we're asking you not to go. If you insist, it may become an instruction, meaning an insurrection, I think is what they meant. Or rather, they're ordering him not to go if he means instruction. We're asking you not to go if you insist. It may become an instruction. The FBI is telling him, you are hereby ordered not to go to J6. This is the day before. No one knew what was going to happen. No one knew there was going to be a riot. This is the afternoon of January 5th. And Milo says the feds told him, don't go. If you insist on going, we will order you not to go to January 6th.
But yeah, okay, that all looks bad for Milo, but yet why did you still go and still order your people to, knowing that this was, I don't know how Nick thinks this makes him look good. Like, yeah, okay, you're making Milo look bad, but you're also making yourself look bad at the same time. It's not a good defense.
He says, looks like Enrique just got banned from the entire District of Columbia. I said, shit, okay. Thanks for telling me that. I'll keep it between us. Well, in case you lie about it 4 years later. I agree with what you said on Telegram. Something's up. I have a bad feeling about this one. Unmatched perspicacity. Imagine shooting a man with your last bullet. He stands there unfazed. I said, I'm going to go to the Trump rally at the Ellipse and then get out of Dodge. He said, that would be smart. Don't be out at night, whatever you do. And honestly, I would just not be out and about. You are recognizable enough now. Rally and fuck off is smart. I said, yup. Too much funny business going on to play around. Milo said, I've heard of 5 Proud Boys so far who got visits from the feds this morning. Mostly New York guys who weren't home or already left for DC who had it on their Ring cameras or their wives answered. I said, do you know if the feds had a similar message for them? He said, asking, don't feel left out. I said, I'm happy to be left out, LOL.
So he got this message and he didn't communicate this to his audience? He didn't say, hey, I'm hearing there's going to probably be something really bad tomorrow, which a lot of people saw the writing on the wall. Not everybody needed a knock on the door from feds to go, this could easily be something that they use because now the Biden administration is going to be taking over. They've always wanted to label us as extremists and Nazis and white supremacists. And then, we storm the Capitol. We give them all the fucking ammunition they need for 4 years to fucking claim we're an extremist, dangerous movement. A lot of people saw the writing on the wall, but not Nick. No, Nick still showed up and he still ordered his fucking dumbass followers to storm the Capitol. So yeah, great job, dude. You just destroyed Milo. You just destroyed everybody, but you didn't really answer the allegations. In fact, you lied. You flat out lied and said you never ordered your people to storm the Capitol. It's not suspicious at all, guys. Not suspicious.
Okay. This is the person accusing me of being a federal informant or asset during, before, or after January 6th. Somebody who literally received a tip the day before, along with apparently a dozen other people that were told, don't go to January 6th. That's what they were told. This is the person accusing me. So just so you understand, this is not even a good faith accusation.
Then why do you need to lie, dude? If it's not a good faith accusation, then why do you need to lie to your audience and tell them that you actually never told people to storm the Capitol? You actually told people to leave. Why do you need to lie then, Nick? If it's a bad faith accusation, why the fuck do you need to lie? Because you know how bad it looks that you did that. Because you're not that dumb to not realize the optics of what it looks like. It looks exactly like you pulled a Ray Epps. So you got to lie about it. Don't play the audio so your audience doesn't hear you actually saying it. Come on, Nick. I see through that, dude. You ain't going to fool me with that dumb shit.
Milo has accused me of a lot of things over many years. Your viewership's botted. Your Twitter's botted. You've embezzled money. You are a dick to your followers. You're a bad boss. You're a fed. You're an informant. You're not an artist. You're this, you're that. You're with Ali.
You were with Ali. Ali was. I mean, we'll get into that. We'll get into that. We got some stuff to get into that. He was with Ali, and Ali was doing some really creepy shit with his underage audience. But yeah. Let's ignore that. So because it comes from Milo, that means everything Milo says is false, right? No, actually, that doesn't work that way. Milo could be untrustworthy, could be a fed, but he also could have receipts because he knows you so well and you guys actually work together for so long that he's actually providing them. It's possible. Yeah, it's possible. Milo might be telling the truth about a lot of those things. But no, Milo's just untrustworthy. But again, you're not addressing the accusations. You're just going, oh, me? Well, no, you. Oh, no, me. Oh, no, you. In fact, again, you're lying about what happened, which makes me think even more that you're a fed. Because then why are you going to lie when we all have eyes to see what the fuck happened?
Around and around and around it goes. If somebody is just flinging shit at you constantly, looking for something to stick, that's a political attack. That's not somebody that's investigating the truth. Somebody that has, and if you look at Milo's timeline, it's literally just thousands of tweets about me every day for years. Every accusation under the sun. Oh, but looks like we found one that might work. This one's convenient.
No, it works because you can't deny what our eyes can see, which is you at the Capitol telling people to storm the Capitol, and then you come on and lie and say, I never said to storm the Capitol. This is not a good defense. This is worse. This is not going to work as well as the Tucker Carlson stuff. Of course, he'll have his bots. They'll flood. They'll get the ratios. They'll go in and fucking make it look like everybody agrees with them and he won. This is not good. When it came to Tucker, the Tucker one was actually a pretty good response because he actually got us thinking about Tucker and going, maybe Tucker's CIA. Why is his story not adding up? That one was good. This one is not. Now he just seems angry and he fucked up because he lied and he made a very obvious lie that's easily disprovable. which is, I never sent people into the Capitol. When we have video, dude. You fucking told people to storm the Capitol. You told them to ignore the barricades. You told them to ignore the police. I'm not going to play the video again for the 100th time. If you haven't seen it yet, I don't know. You've probably been under a bridge. So yeah, this is Milo basically, publicly on January 5th, 2021, Milo was banned from Twitter at this point. So I think he was on Gab or one of those other sites, telling people not to go to DC, that he had a knock on his door. He literally tells people, just had a knock at the door. I won't be going to DC. Whatever operations they've got running to fuck with Patriots, it's massive and they aren't playing around. Take care. Okay, maybe they warned Milo because Milo was a Fed. And maybe they didn't warn Nick, but yet all these guys fucking were, this Milo was texting Nick and telling Nick. So, I don't know, maybe Nick wasn't a Fed at that point and he was just a useful idiot who did exactly what they wanted to do. Wanted a lot of the MAGA people to do, which was to get violent so that you could, you know, again, discredit the movement and turn it into this fucking extremist movement. Which you guys, I mean, a lot of you fucking Fuentes kids, you have no problem with that. You are an extremist movement. You are extremists. You have made your whole fucking identity about the Jews like a bunch of fucking weirdos, dude, and discredit all the fucking criticism of Israel. So you don't care about being labeled an extremist because you don't care about the movement. You're a bunch of dumb fucking kids that need to grow the fuck up. And one of these days you will. Now, let's get into the pedophilia. So, okay, I let Nick defend himself. Not good. Not a good defense. Actually, he made himself look worse because he lied. Here's all the pedophilia shit with Nick. Owen does a good job kind of bringing all these clips together of Nick being, sounding like he's pro-pedophilia. Let's listen.
So here is a full montage of Nick Fuentes over the years. I am going to make a claim. I'm going to hypothesize that he's at best dog whistling and getting support from pedophiles, and at worst, a pedophile. I can also show you how he got his listeners to get arrested at January 6th and then took the coward's way out. And at the end, I'm going to theorize who's funding him and why. And I'll give a little commentary at the end, but let's get right into it.
You are a gay man who exclusively surrounds himself with other young gay men, many of whom are openly pedophiles.
Based?
Jack sent $5.
And
Remember
that's
a super chatter
based.
with the name White.
It's a joke, guys. It's a joke. It's funny to joke about pedophilia, guys. That's the new thing. The new thing to say it's based when you talk about fucking kids. Okay, maybe it's just a joke, guys. It's just a joke.
I hear a lot that I don't get the joke or that he's just joking and I don't get it and I'm misrepresenting him. So that's just a start, all right? It's constant support of pedophilia. Now let's start off with a pledge that he got his listeners to take. And before you say it's just a joke, there's something that happens when you hold up your hand and you take a pledge. And if it was just an isolated incident and not all the rest I'm about to show you, I mean, maybe it's a joke, but just wait.
That, because you took the pledge. You took the loyalty pledge. I will kill, rape, and die for Nick Fuentes. Raise your right hand. All right, everybody raise your right hand. Raise your right hand. Repeat after me.
How many of you groypers in here took this pledge like a dumbass? How many of you groypers in here took this pledge? Come on now, admit it. Admit it, you took this pledge. I know you did. I know you did, because you're a good little useful idiot.
I will kill, rape, and die for Nicholas J. Fuentes.
Oh, honorary Rhodesian. I do remember. Yeah, I mean, do you guys remember when Nick ended his stream and he thought that he wasn't on the air and he started watching gay porn and he streamed gay porn to his entire audience and then he said he was hacked by the Jews? I remember that. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with watching gay porn if that's your thing, Nick. You know, it's okay.
Okay, getting young guys to take a pledge to rape, murder, and kill, sketchy. You can't do it sarcastically. This next one, he appears to be inebriated, but now he's talking more about what he demands from his listeners. And
yeah, that's satire. It's over my head. You guys, come on. Stop. Nobody believes that it's a joke. Nobody believes it's satire. It's satire. You don't understand the high-level comedy of Nick Fuentes. Okay, yeah, dude.
Wants to dox
hillbillies.
For those of you that don't,
you guys, there's no defense for all this shit. So you just fucking, you have the worst takes. It's like, oh, actually, that was a joke. And actually, you're a Jew. And you're probably a Fed too. Like, okay, you know there's no defense for that, right? That's why you have no defense. You have no defense. Oh, he was joking. He was joking. Okay.
Oh, no, hillbillies
Okay.
are rural white Americans. And I know for a fact he actually does this and attacks people. So it's not a joke. It's not sarcasm because it's actually true.
As long as they are soldiers, look, I don't care how gay they are. As long as they're my loyal cult members that give me money and dox hillbillies when I give the command.
So I know some people are so sick of the establishment and the lies and the mainstream media that they're like, come on, perfect is the enemy of good. He's a Christian. Well, in this next clip, he's going to talk about he's sexualizing Mary and again, pushing pedophilia.
When the Holy Spirit selected Mary, did the Holy Spirit go, let's look for a mature woman that I have something in common with? Did a person of the Trinity go around and say, I need to find one of those mature women that is smart and has common interests and things in common with me? Or did the Holy Spirit go and say, how old was the Virgin Mary? I think she was like, well, she wasn't 18, I'll say that much. Certainly wasn't 18. You know what I expect? A fertile womb. A fertile womb and a sort of innocent, childlike spirit. All these people in the chat, dude, just stop. Shut up. Shut up. If you're
Even his groypers, the smart ones, are like, dude, what are you doing? Like, stop. You're fucking talking like you sound like a pedophile and you're promoting pedophilia. And he gets mad at his audience because how dare they? How dare his cult not accept Nick's fucking weird sexual fetishes?
I'm banning people. If you're telling me to stop, you're gone. Bye. Fuck you. I'm out here free thinking, okay? And if I've got weird sexual interests, and if I'm
He just weird. He's got weird guys. Accept his weird sexual interests, guys.
talking about, if I'm dropping these red pills on you,
Ooh.
you're gonna shut up and stop, dude. Just stop. Why? What am I scaring the hoes? Good. Fuck them hoes. Okay. Okay. You want to go to the Correct Opinion show? Go watch TV, and you can watch all the Correct Opinions havers tell you about how they want same-aged wives. And they want to talk about their interests, and they want to do normal, not weird things. Okay? Abundant, plenty of 30-year-old fish in the sea for you guys, okay? Because I'm in the shallow end of the pool. Because I'm in the shallow end of the pool. Look.
This is the guy. It's a joke. It's a joke. Guys, it's all a joke. It's a joke. Yeah. Just make jokes about how you like underage women. Okay, it's a joke. Doesn't seem like a fucking joke to me.
Looking for them hoes that can't swim. About Destiny's wife creeping on me.
Okay, if you're a Christian or a Catholic, obviously that's not appropriate. I'm not pearl clutching at all. I'm just showing you what he...
Yeah, keep defending the pedophilia, guys. That's a good look in the chat. Keep defending it. That's a good look, guys. Go ahead. Keep doing it. Prove how terrible I am by defending pedophilia.
He says. And men that are protective of
You guys are really the ones crashing out, and it's sad, and everybody can see that.
children that hate pedophiles, and mothers really can't stand Nick Fuentes. And then he pretends that it's because everyone's envious of him, jealous of him, obsessed with him. But no, it's because people have an...
Ruben, do I have to play the clip again? He's clearly not talking about 18-year-old women. When he talked about how the Holy Spirit chose Mary, she was under 18. The Holy Spirit was looking for a young, fertile woman under 18. He likes the shallow end of the pool. You guys will defend him if he fucking... You could catch him with a 10-year-old on a date with a 10-year-old, and you'd be like, oh no, they're just friends. They're just friends.
instinct to protect...
Keep defending
little
pedophilia,
kids,
guys.
Like really innocent
It's a good
kids.
look.
All right. And so you might say, that's just a joke, that you just don't get the joke. Well, this next one, he's going to go through the fantasy of what he wants out of life and where he wants to
Ruben, you go watch it again, Ruben. You're full of shit, Ruben.
live.
I'm
And again,
sorry.
if you think this is just a joke,
If you took away, he met an 18-year-old legal woman, Ruben, I don't know, Ruben, maybe you just don't have good comprehension skills.
a lot of pedophiles don't think this is a joke, and he got their attention and their support, and I think that's why he constantly promotes pedophilia. And I'll tell you why at the end, and I'll tell you who's funding him, in my opinion.
A cat,
A cat boy butler.
at 100%. That's the plan. The America First plan is we're going to, like, you know how TWP has their like place.
Andrew Wilson super chatted $2. He is definitely a little weird creep. Ped or not?
Well, he's definitely, I mean, let's wait till we get to the Ali Alexander stuff.
We're going to build a compound
It doesn't get better.
out in the western United
A
States.
kennel. A kennel.
A kennel. That's right. Oh, the compound and the kennel will be next door, and we'll have cat boys everywhere. They'll be serving steaks and ice cream and warm cookies and Burger King, and we'll be playing Fortnite, and nobody will grow old. And
Okay, so that was indistinguishable from a Neverland Ranch or a Jimmy Savile thing, or, you know, he wants to live on an island with little boys who never get old, which implies that they die. And if you think I'm taking this too seriously, I'm not. I'm just showing you, and it is what it is. Now you might say, but it's not real. Okay, well, here's Nick Fuentes on a date with a cat boy that poses.
By the way, I got to find the clip of the cat boy on one of his live streams. He seemed to confirm that Nick is gay, that cat boy dude. I got to find that clip again. I saw it, but I forgot to save it.
Is nude online.
You can find it, though.
His name's
I'm sure.
Chat Boy Cammy, and he's doing it.
He's doing it.
This idea that's been brought into the zeitgeist.
Here's your hero right here. Look at your hero, man. Oh, my God. Catboy Cammy. No, go look it up. Catboy Cammy. I forgot where I saw it, but Catboy Cammy it sounded like, maybe I heard him wrong, right? But it sounded like he was kind of confirming that Nick is actually gay.
Guys, right?
Which there's a lot of evidence, and there's nothing wrong with being gay, Nick. There's nothing wrong with it, okay? There is something wrong with being a fed op honeypot meant to destroy a movement that you claim to care about that I actually do care about.
Stop men from
That's wrong.
making relationships because
Taking a dick in the ass? Hey, that's fine. Do whatever you want to do in your private life, Nick.
Oh, gay. Oh, you go out. Oh, you have a shower with your friend. Gay.
belly's full. I'm energized. I'm charged up. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to rock. Let's rock. So let's rock and roll out of here.
You might say, well, he's right wing. At least he's fighting the left. The left are a bunch of pedos. Well, here is him talking to Destiny, who is a left wing commentator. And of course, what do they talk about? How great pedophilia is.
Why are you hanging out with children?
Well, you know, they're hotter. Based. Let's fucking go. That's why we love him. That's why we love this guy.
Hey, you gonna let this guy hang around? Hey, Groypers out there, you gonna let Nick hang around with your 13-year-old daughter? You gonna do that? Do you have that much trust in him? Let him babysit your 13-year-old kid. He ain't getting nowhere near anybody I care about that's underage, okay? Boy or girl. Because when I hear people talk like this, yeah, there's a little suspicion that comes up after that. And I definitely ain't letting you around any fucking kids, bro.
In this next clip, either he's gay, a pedophile, all the stuff that people think, or he's acting and pretending and aggressively flirting with pedophiles, okay? Like this flirty, like just what he's doing here is extremely creepy, and this isn't comedy. Like, I know, you know, as a comedian, it's just crazy to see people use that as a cover. It's kind of like when Jews use the Holocaust as a cover, or how like healthy professionals must view the Liver King when he's promoting the thing that they do, but in such a twisted, grotesque way. And that's why I feel like it's my obligation and my duty, and it's good for the world to just, as a professional comedian, lay it out for you. And you might say, well, you're not touring very much. Yeah, I was kicked out of all the clubs and theaters because I go against pedophilia. All right. That's literally true. Because people might say, but the shocking things you say, well, quote me. All right. The world caught up to me. And looking back, you'll see that I was always a good dude. And I wasn't, getting people to pledge loyalty to rape and kill. I wasn't promoting pedophilia. In fact, I was fighting against it. And I'm not just leading you on with this thing. Wait till the end. I'll tell you how I think the pedo networks work and who's funding them and why. Where all this money is coming from.
What, people calling me gay because I've never had a girlfriend? I think if anything, it makes me less gay. If anything, it makes me not gay. As opposed to less gay. Not that there's any gay, but it makes me not gay. Well, because think about it this way.
It's a little weird when you're as fucking cool and the head of a movement and you got a huge following and you're rich and you've never had a girlfriend. Look, I get it. You're Catholic. You want to get married before sex. That's fine. I think that's noble to wait till you get married to have sex. I say, hey, good on you. But you're allowed to have girlfriends, dude. You can have a girlfriend. The Catholic Church doesn't say you're not allowed to have a girlfriend. How are you going to marry anyone if you never have a girlfriend in the first place? That is suspicious to me.
Gay people do date girls all the time. And when I said...
He is funny. You're right, guys. He's fucking hilarious.
On Elijah Schaefer's show, and they said, have you ever been in a romantic relationship? Have you ever had sex with a girl? And I said, no. If you name searched me on Twitter, as I always do, all these gay people are coming out and saying, I've had more girlfriends.
Here's him openly admitting that he knows Ali Alexander is a pedophile and gay, and Elijah Schaefer is gay.
Is that Elijah Schaefer? Fucking faggot. Is it? No, it's not him. I thought it was him.
I disavow that sort of language. That's not acceptable.
He's so gay for me. He's horrible. A CPAC? Holy, what you drink?
So this is his teenage fan. This is for educational purposes because we got to educate people on the dangers of being one of these Nick Fuentes groypers. If you're a child, stay away. So here's one of his teenage followers who Elijah Schaefer was trying to, according to him, let's listen to him.
A minute ago, what's going on here? Him and Ali was out here. I was like,
Ali Alexander, you guys remember him? He was one of the ones who organized the Stop the Steal, the whole January 6th thing.
I was like, Owen, Ali's a pedo, right? And he's like, why does everybody say that? I'm like, dude, come on.
Yeah,
are you serious?
How do people not know?
And he's like, I work for InfoWars, so I don't really deal with that. That's some bullshit right there.
He said what?
Owen Schroyer was giving me the bullshit. Oh, I don't really know about Ali. I just work for InfoWars. That's my job.
Oh, were you asking about
Ali hit on me hard.
Oh.
And was like.
All right, so here's a grown-ass fucking adult hitting on teenagers in his groyper audience, and how does he respond to it? Oh, it's just funny, right? It's just funny.
Like, asked me how tall I was, what kind of alcohol I drank. He was like, hey, if you want to come do chores for me, let me know.
Oh, bro.
So remember that Fuentes knew about Ali Alexander. For a later clip I'm going to show you, after it's revealed and exposed that Ali Alexander is one of his right-hand guys, was getting underage nudes from his male listeners. This is why I warn people about Fuentes all the time. Who is Ali Alexander? Well, according to him, he's the one who orchestrated January 6th.
I was the person who came...
No, he wasn't. I'm pretty sure he wasn't over 18.
...up with the January 6th idea with Congressman...
And I'm pretty sure Ali Alexander had charges pressed on him, so this is not just accusations. Let me look it up.
Gosar, Congressman Mo Brooks, and then Congressman Andy Biggs. We four schemed up of putting maximum pressure on Congress while they were voting so that who we could...
By the way, this is Ali Alexander, and sometimes people just look exactly... if you were to like, Grok, create an image for me of somebody who would prey on children. Then this is the image it would create right here. Oh my God.
Lobby, we could change the hearts and the minds of Republicans who were in that body hearing our loud war from outside.
And remember January 6th, we'll get back to that. So Ali Alexander, who's a high-ranking groyper in this...
What a name too, right? The Groypers. What a perfect name. Ali Alexander, let's see what he got here. Let's see. Ali Alexander, a far-right activist and organizer of the Stop the Steal campaign, faced allegations in 2023 of sending inappropriate messages to underage males. Specifically, he was accused of soliciting nude photos from at least 2 teenage boys, aged 15 and 17, in 2017 and 2019. These allegations surfaced through screenshots and interviews released by Milo Yiannopoulos, a former ally, who claimed Alexander propositioned minors for sexual content, offering political connections in return. One accuser, Aidan Duncan, alleged that in 2017, when he was 15, Alexander asked for nude pictures and promised to share his political network if Duncan kept the interaction secret. Screenshots reviewed by the Daily Beast showed Alexander requesting jack-off material and suggesting Duncan be his arm candy. Another accuser, Lance Johnston, claimed that in 2019, when he was 17, Alexander used an eggplant emoji to request a nude photo, which Johnston refused, subsequently blocking him. Alexander issued an apology on Telegram in April 2023, admitting to sending inappropriate messages and describing himself as careless and flirtatious banter, while insisting nothing unlawful occurred.
The Midwest request super chatted $2. Ali Alexander needs a hard physiognomy check.
He needs to be on a fucking watch list, and it needs to not be within like 1,000 feet of any child, in my opinion. Yeah. Let me get back on here. Thank you for the super chat, brother.
Army was caught, and he was, I believe he was arrested and charged with soliciting pornographic material from a minor. And everyone knew it. Nick knew it. He laughed about it. He thought it was funny. Here is Nick explaining himself.
Massive movement politically to take over the country. And that involves a great deal of association.
Mushy, okay, guys. I've heard too many complaints about the Rogan stuff. I will change it on the next episode. I'll make it just a simple ding. I'll get rid of the Rogan. It's played out already at this point anyway. I will change it for all you complaining about it, okay?
Associations. And sometimes they're not all good. It's as simple as that. If you have a problem with that, well, you try to build something. That's what I would say. Are countries and movements and things going to be ground to pieces because of bad faith attacks over sexual impropriety? If we're talking about rape and murder and things like that, okay. But when we're talking about flirting.
We're talking about trying to groom a child. Not a big deal, right, Nick? Not a big deal. Grooming children in your own fucking audience. Dude, if I found out somebody was grooming, first of all, I don't have children that follow me, okay? But if I did, and I found out there was somebody in the chat trying to groom a fucking child in my audience, you think I wouldn't go after that person with every fucking ounce I have? But look, this is Nick's response.
Give me a fucking break. Honestly. Yeah, and I know that's not a good look, whatever. But that's how I feel about it, to tell you the truth. That's going to be, they think that's a silver bullet. Well, but this guy flirted with people who were 15. Yeah, and that's gross. That's fucking gross. I think anybody would say it's gross. It's gross because it's gay. It's gross because it goes against the age.
I don't know. He doesn't seem like he's that bothered by it to me.
But this is some great moral condemnation. Yeah.
Touching your nose a lot there, Fuentes. And also bear in mind the language he's using is still showing his supporters that he's cool with pedophilia. He's saying the age thing. He's just saying little phrases that lets people know that he's cool. Now, why do people say Nick Fuentes is a Fed? Well, January 6th, that's been described as a peaceful protest, wasn't really a peaceful protest. Here's Nick Fuentes organizing a mob of people to commit violent acts.
Well, we've seen this one already, but should we watch it again? I think we should, since I just played not long ago Nick trying to lie to his audience and say he never told people to storm the Capitol. I think we'll play it again, just to own Nick one more time and to prove that he's lying. So all the people saying Nick is destroying everybody and he completely answered these out. He's lying straight to your face and saying, I never told people to storm the Capitol. I told people to leave. Okay,
public.
Nick.
This is what you're going to see right here.
We have the video, bro.
Is literally a crime.
Moving towards the Capitol, it appears we are taking the Capitol. Keep marching and don't relax, never relax. Break down the barriers and disregard the police. You should live in fear of the American people. They have betrayed over and over.
And you might say he's passionate. I mean, who are you, working for the Dems, Owen? Like, what's wrong with you? Have some backbone. Well, a lot of his listeners got arrested. And I'm no hypocrite. When that was going down, and
just one, it's not slander. It's literally Nick. What's slanderous about playing Nick's own words? Maybe go look up what the definition of slander is, dude. Okay, let's see Nick start suing everybody. Why doesn't Nick come out and sue everybody that's calling him a Fed? Let's see him do that. If he's really not a Fed, then he should be able to sue us and prove it.
And the days prior, I was telling everyone not to go. And as it was being broadcast, I was yelling during a live stream, being like, how can you people have fallen for this? Okay, these are Pied Pipers. They honeypot people, and then they get them arrested, and then they demonize a group, okay? So if you think it's because he just cared so much, check out his response once a lot of his listeners went to prison for years and their lives were ruined.
A lot of the leaders didn't go down, but a lot of the useful idiots that went in, they did go down.
So here he is talking about the people he ordered to fucking go into the Capitol. This shows you who this motherfucker really is.
And some people may say, well, what about you? Nobody that was with me went in the building because I had the good sense to say, whoa.
I had the good sense to say, whoa, as I ordered people to go into the fucking building. Okay, dude.
It's a bad idea. So just like I said on January 6th to the people, and everybody says, well, you told them to go in. That's rhetoric. I said, oh, we're on the Capitol lawn. Like we took control of the city, blah, blah, blah. But the people that were nobody that was with me went in. Everybody says, you told them to go in. Really?
Moving towards the Capitol, it appears we are taking the Capitol. Keep marching and don't relax, never relax.
Yeah, but then his little group of fucking feds here, they didn't go in, and none of them got arrested. How convenient. But what about the people off camera here who are going into the fucking Capitol right now? So, look, dude, to have the ability to just believe what he's saying here when your eyes and the evidence points to the exact opposite is quite a talent, guys. It's quite a talent to deny what is right in front of your fucking face. You guys are talented.
Break down the barriers and disregard the police. You should live in fear of the American people. They have betrayed over and over.
Unauthorized has been deplatformed from payment processors at least 4 times. We've had to revert to, direct bank transfers for $5 a month.
So in case you guys don't know, Owen Benjamin was actually kicked off of everything. And he was debanked to the point where Owen had to fucking use the P.O. box to collect donations. So they started their own website, unauthorized. And the way you would send super chats to Owen is you'd have to get his email, his actual P.O. box, and you'd have to mail him money in the mail. But yeah, Nick got all of his bank accounts. The people are still going around, oh, he can't even bank. But yeah, you could go donate to him. And you could tell clearly you can bank. He's got a bank account. It takes all the credit cards. Anyway, I'm sorry. I got off point there.
And even at that price, I can make a living and we can pay all of our bills. Because it's true, a lot of these, like streaming yourself, having your own websites, it does cost a lot of money. Ladle.tv, all this stuff that we do, because you're not the product. People like Nick Fuentes, you're the product. People would never pay to listen to him. It's an illusion to get you to do something and for social engineering. And if you don't believe me, listen to what he has to say about Cozy TV.
Shout out the Rumble now. Cozy just costs me money at this point, okay? Cozy just costs me thousands of dollars every month.
Very, it's
the
normal.
Midwest request super chatted $5.
Normal shit.
Nick Fuentes thanks all the little people he stepped on to be where he is today.
Yeah, he thinks I really think thinks he's going to be the next Hitler. I think he thinks that. And that's what they do. They use people and then they immediately become, they turn on their closest people because they see them as a threat. So as they rise, everybody that helps get them there, they get turned on. It's what Stalin did. It's what Hitler did. This is typical shit.
As just like...
But yeah, everybody that he was close with hates him now. And they're calling him a Fed. But then you guys go, oh, Milo, how can you trust Milo? Okay, find one of my friends. Find somebody I worked with when it was associated with who's going to come out and say I was a Fed. Good luck. Not going to happen. Any of you. Is there anybody that you know that you worked with that's going to come out and go, this guy's a Fed? But yeah, let's ignore it. Let's ignore it, guys. Real convenient.
Ban insurance. It's like, whenever people talk about Cozy, I'm like, shut up. So, I mean, you know, Cozy served us well. But now it's just costing me a lot of money. I'll be using it a lot more if I ever get banned. But it's like, bro.
Okay, so in conclusion, and thanks for sticking with me. I can get so many more videos. That's nothing. And the amount of slander he's done about me and how he's, like, the things he says, I always bring this out in pedos because they know I can see them. They know I know their strategy, and they know I hate them. All right? I didn't have...
So, in case you missed that, the point about Cozy, okay, so Nick is saying that he didn't make any money off Cozy and that it just cost him money. But what Owen is saying is that he's got a way smaller audience. He runs his own site, and for $6 a month with his tiny audience, he's able to support himself and his family and pay for the website. But for some reason, Nick, with his giant audience, can't do the same with Cozy. It just costs him money, which makes Owen think he probably doesn't really have a big of a following as people claim. That is probably more bots and shit. And I think there was wasn't there something else with Milo? Yeah, here we go. Here's Milo basically pulling a fucking receipt of talking to Nick. This is the sort of thing that law-abiding ex-residents are concerned about, Mr. Musk. It's an unsavory element that doesn't belong in the neighborhood. Surely this kind of person would be happier on VK or Weibo or whatever. So I'm guessing this is a conversation with Nick. We're going to have to trust Milo, which is difficult. And I'll have to say, you know, take it with a grain of salt. Everything, take with a grain of salt. People lie a lot. But this is supposed to be a conversation with Nick, where Nick is saying, I can bot impressions too. So it looks like a legit ratio. Now, I didn't think there were bots at first until I started reading the comments. I had the problem with Nick Fuentes. Go read the comments on that video. First of all, watch the whole video and then read the comments. Okay? They can't even stick to the points I'm making. They're bot. It's like you have a program and you got 1,000 bots tied to that program, and then you put the topics in, and you're like, yeah, talk about Nick, how Nick owned Tucker, and just that's, and then this, like, you can literally point, and like all the topics that they're talking about in my comment section are just have nothing to do with what I was talking about. Not all of them. And then they're trying to say you're banning all these comments. Like, I guess what they imagine is that everybody that's going to get swarmed the way I did is just going to start nuking all the comments. I didn't, because to me, it shows them for who they are. So I just let it go. And then the bots started coming in and going, he's removing all the comments. He's removing all the comments. And I did not remove a single comment. Maybe YouTube did, you know, when they tried to get too hardcore talking about the Jews or calling me a Jew. I mean, maybe there was some auto blocking there by YouTube. But I didn't hide anything, and you can go read the comments and see clearly I'm not hiding everything. The whole fucking comment section is just people shitting on me because I went after Nick. But then they programmed some bots to go in there and go, why are you hiding the comments? Why are you hiding the comments? Dude, I guarantee you there's some bot play going on here, dude, for sure. So yeah, I can bot impressions too, so it looks like a legit ratio. Don't get banned for platform manipulation. You're right. Just testing some stuff. I think there's also more evidence to do with this shit. I think somebody, was it Beardson supposedly? There's some, I forgot exactly, but I think Beardson got caught talking about it too, but I'm not sure. This is who reposted his stuff. Just shameless. Just there's a bunch of accounts with like 2 followers or 0 followers. But yeah, let's see. Oh yeah, it's a bunch of Muslim sounding names. Do. Is Fuentes also now botting comments? I heard about the botted likes, but this is ridiculous. Let me see. It's funny you think your cult of personality hero is going to save you. Maggot still living a dream, man. A member of the Dar, and I have ancestry here that goes back to 1620, Jew boy. I support Palestine too because I have a belief that all men are created equally. Okay, well, I'm not sure. I'm not getting the gist of what that proves there, Milo. Dalton has confirmed Beardson told no lies when he said everything is botted. On every platform, anything to do with Nick Fuentes is botted to fake engagement. That's possible. Look, I'm not saying it's 100%. I mean, look, I do believe in kind of the fake internet theory. I believe there are a ton of bots on the internet. It might be more bots than actual people. So it is a question worth asking. And when you ask it, you know, people go, oh, you're just stupid. You think everything's a bot. It's like, you're going to pretend that's not a real thing? That it's not really going on? What else did I have? I think that's it. We'll get into Alex Jones. So that's it with Nick. I'm going to not talk about it for a while unless something comes up that I'm forced to talk about, right? Like if, Nick does a debate with Tucker, or Nick does a debate with Candace, or, something worth talking about, I'll talk about it. But I think I've buried this fucking punk enough already. Okay? I think I've buried him enough. And they have no response to it, except to attack me and try to fucking jack my email and downvote my shit and fucking...
hiding the comments equals let me free speech you into demonization.
Yeah, true, but I don't hide comments. I used to get annoyed with people and just be like, I don't want to hear what the fuck you have to say, and I'd hide them. But I unhid everybody. I think I might have it might be 0 people. I got to go look. But I did, I literally hit X on everybody that was hidden months ago. So I don't even bother with it. Because to me, let them say what they want. They want to, people will fall for it, right? People will fall for it and go, oh, the crowds are all going this way, so that must mean the crowds are right. But a lot of people see right through that shit. And they're going to have to learn to see through that shit and actually address and engage with what people are actually saying, and not just go to the comment section and go, what are the comments saying? But people fall for it. That's why people do it, because it's crowd psychology, man. It's why mobs are so dangerous. People just see where the crowds are going and they don't want to be against the crowd. And my God, if everybody feels this way, then they must be right. And, the other guy must be wrong if all the comments are saying they're wrong. This is why people use this shit. It's very powerful. But I think people at some point are going to get over it, especially when people come to the realization of how bad the bot problem actually is on the internet. Thanks for the super chat, bro. Let's see. Here's Alex. People keep calling Alex a clone. Let's see if Alex is actually a clone. He's not a clone, guys. I can tell this is the real Alex. But also the Ozempic accusations against Alex. Come on, he's not on Ozempic. You can tell when somebody's on Ozempic. They don't get more muscle and fucking, Alex is actually losing weight the right way. It's not Ozempic, but everybody keeps saying it's Ozempic. It's funny though. It is funny.
Look, I have a lot of fun with this, but it's not nice to be mean to paranoid schizophrenics. And I constantly see this stuff that I'm Bill Hicks or I'm Bruce Willis or that I was replaced by a clone, all because I lost 70 pounds.
Hey, the Just One, keep up with us, bro. Keep up, okay? We're done with Nick. So this has nothing to do with Nick, Just One. Keep up with the convo, bro.
In the last year.
Gotta keep up.
Shot videos almost every day working out, doing thousands of sit-ups and pull-ups and all the rest of it. And people either say I'm a clone or I'm Bruce Willis or it's Ozempic. I would never take Gila Monster Venom. That's what it is. Look it up. No, this is hard work. And yes, the supplements at thealexmashore.com. Methylene Blue, Irish Sea Moss, all of it is incredible. Turmeric, got the strongest.
Dude, the amount I hear about methylene blue, every 10 seconds, methylene blue, I'm going to have to fucking try some at some point. Everybody talking a big game. I got to see for myself. Should I do it on air? Guys, should I order some methylene blue and try it on air and see what happens? Like, how Alex does that? Like, oh, just wait 30 minutes. You're going to be like fucking focused and full of energy. Should I do it? Should I do it on air? Should I?
But these Q people, it's so sad. You go on there, JFK Jr. is going to be in Dealey Plaza. JFK Jr. is working with Trump. And just all of this insanity. And it's sad. And then I was one guy's profile, I'm posting this above. He talks about General Flynn being a traitor. General Flynn's all these things. And Trump takes him to Mar-a-Lago and honors him. He's one of his top advisors. General Flynn's a great American patriot. And again, it's for delusional, mentally ill people who live in a magical world. They're secretly in communication with this alter ego of Trump. And they don't talk to Trump like I do. They don't talk to.
Thank you, John. John said, I'm doing an impressive, outstanding, amazing, and awesome job. Thank you, John. You rock, brother. Just remember to look out for the feds in the comment section, like Super Spurg, John. Remember, do not trust. I mean, he's nice. Be nice to Super Spurg, but just remember, he's a fed, okay?
Roger Stone.
Shout out, John.
They just sit around and imagine like it's Dungeons and Dragons, that they're a wizard and they're doing all this stuff. And I'm not trying to be mean to them. This is hardcore schizophrenia, and mental illness is
Yeah, peanut friends, peanut fiends. I love peanuts too, dude. I tried it 3 times and it just made me feel slightly jittery like caffeine. It didn't have any miraculous effects. Dude, I've heard that, but then I also hear like, oh my God, my focus and energy was next level. And it was like, oh my God, and I take it every day now. So I don't know, maybe it doesn't affect everybody the same, Peanut. But yeah, I got to try it. Should I didn't see in the chat. Should I try it? Should I order it? And just like an episode coming up, just start the episode off by taking some fucking methylene blue. Should I do that? The juju smell.
McCall super chatted $1.99. Try those juju mufu smelling salts, Liv.
I've done the smelling salts before, not the juju mufu. Shit, I remember when I was a dumbass kid. We used to go around fucking huffing what's that nasty ammonia? We like a bottle of cleaning ammonia. Like I remember showing up to one of my friends and in the backyard they're like, "Oh my God, dude, you do stupid shit as a kid." Never do that, by the way. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know about the smelling salts. I know what that's gonna do. The reason I want to try the methylene blue is because I don't know what that'll do. I've never tried that. I'd like to see what that's like.
terrible thing.
It works, King Yeti? Okay.
You know, the only thing you can do is feel sorry for these people. And, you know,
Colt C says, ping going the Liver King route. Yeah, give me 2 months. I'll be fucking losing my mind like Liver King. I just want to try it. I'm curious. I'm fucking curious. Is anything wrong with that, guys?
Care about them, and hopefully they pray, you know, and the Holy Spirit can heal them. But it's very, very sad. And so these people really can't be helped except by God. And it's like the left thinking 2 men can have a baby. There's no X on chromosomes. It's just so much the general public has no moorings or no basic facts.
I think Alex is taking it a little too seriously. He's like, these people are schizophrenic and they're crazy. They actually think I'm Bill Hicks. I mean, there might be a couple who like really believe it, but most of the time it's just a meme. You know, they're just trolling Alex. I don't think most of the people saying that you're a clone really believe you're a clone. It's just a funny thing to say.
They don't know what to think anymore. And so they think the world's flat. They think, you know, all this stuff has been lied to about so many other basic things. And then they turn an attack on people that actually have a long track record of covering real issues and trying to change the world for the better. So whether it's the left or whether it's the Q people or any of this, we have to just feel sorry for them and just move forward. And again, pray that they get God in their life somehow. So that's that. And again, ladies and gentlemen, please don't take Gila monster venom. It's very, very bad for you.
Who's taking Gila monster venom? I mean, besides Brennan Schaub. I know he was taking some sort of fucking venom. Is that a thing now? People are literally taking venom?
Paralyzes your intestines, destroys your muscle. Not doing that.
Look at that, dude. It's jacked, bro. See, you wouldn't be getting muscle like this if you were on Ozempic. Your muscles would be just shrinking away, and he would just be getting that Ozempic face where everything just, it looks like he's like just like a fucking, you know, Holocaust survivor. This is not Ozempic, guys. This is eating right, working out, putting on muscle. Yeah. It is funny to say it's Ozempic, though.
All good old-fashioned working out, intermittent fasting, and good supplements available at thealexandstore.com. I need your support. Less than 1% of our millions of viewers ever go to thealexandstore.com. Those that do want to thank for keeping us on the air.
Yeah, I know how it is, man. The actual ratio of like, you could have a 1,000 people come through and then like one of them will actually spend money or become a subscriber or like your fucking shit. It's you know, it's so hard to get people to do anything. But yeah, he's not a clone, guys. And here's old Alex versus new Alex. Yeah, I definitely, somebody earlier said TRT. I do think he's on TRT. He's at that age. I'm not on TRT because, you know, I'm a fucking man. I don't need TRT, bro. I just eat pork chops all day long. Pork chops, bacon. That's right. You don't need no fucking TRT, bro. Just eat steak. Now, I might get on TRT in about 10 years.
Request super chatted $2. Alex Jones is my white drunk uncle.
Well, I don't think he's drinking anymore, which is good for Alex. You know, I do miss the overweight, drunk Alex. Like the Alex on the Flagrant podcast, that Alex, that was a very unique, special Alex that I don't know if we'll ever get back again. But the problem with that Alex was that he probably was not going to be around very long at that rate. Whereas now, Alex might be around for another 30 years doing this shit, dude. You never know.
The internet.
Oh yeah, here's about the bots, dude. I saw this from earlier from Tim, and I think people really got to wake up to how much artificial bullshit there is on the internet.
Is dead. And what does it mean? Well, some say it died in 2016. I think it may have died well before then. But dead internet theory states that most interactions are bots, AI-generated accounts, or private companies that make a series of sock puppets and pretend to be multiple people. I think it started in the early 2010s with what we call sock puppets. That's where a single individual will run hundreds or more accounts, semi-automated, and respond with certain opinions to make it seem like some ideas are more popular or certain content is more popular. But there are many facets to this. I do believe that AI is playing a role, and I wonder, I know that they're going to call me a conspiracy theorist for this, but they always do anyway, and I don't think it really matters that much anymore as we are watching the decline of community and culture and news, and that is, I do believe there's a strong probability that USAID money, whether intentionally or otherwise, found its way into the hands of marketing firms, activist organizations that operated sock puppet and bot accounts to swing political opinion. That is, we know USAID was heavily involved in funding activist organizations. If you were an activist organization trying to swing public opinion, what's the most effective way to do it? Probably spam blasting people with emails and other messages online to make them think your idea is mainstream. But what happens when everyone is doing that for one reason or another? We then get inflated view counts, numbers that probably don't make a lot of sense. So let's try this. We know that right now, mainstream corporate cable television, they hit around 3 million on, say, Fox News, right? But these viewers are largely 70 years old and older. What about everybody else? Well, you'll notice that, like, I don't know, Mr. Beast gets 300 million views. Have you ever stopped and asked yourself if you actually believe that number? Now, I don't know what Mr. Beast is or isn't doing, and I'm not saying I know for a fact, but doesn't it feel strange that there are people who make a video on YouTube and get 100, 200, 300, 400, 500,000 views? Do we really believe that 1 million people watched one of these videos? I don't know.
I mean, I do. There are plenty of people who could pull a million fucking views, especially when the algorithm's pushing you. I think what the big issue is that governments, corporations, and now actually even regular people, like if you're a rich guy and you really wanted to have success and you wanted to start a podcast, dude, you could buy yourself into the monetization program. You could buy yourself an audience. I know with Twitch, it was really bad. Like people would bot their audience so that they could actually get an audience. Because the way it starts on Twitch is like you have 0 viewers, nobody's watching you, so it doesn't push you to anybody. But then, you know, you spend some money, you get 20 bots to watch you. All of a sudden, the Twitch algorithm goes, "Oh, people are watching this. Let's share it to more people." So it's a little bit of a workaround to get your shit pushed to more people, to just bot it and then wake the algorithm up. And I guarantee you, there's people doing that. My big fear, obviously that's fucked up. And, you know, I don't understand why YouTube and all these other social media platforms can't really figure out who a bot is and who's not a bot. I think they can to a certain degree. Maybe it's one of those wars where whenever YouTube figures it out, they just change things. And then it's like, you know, it's like cheating in video games. Like as soon as they come up with an anti-cheat, like the cheat makers just make a new cheat that the anti-cheat doesn't pick up. So it's probably one of those things. But my real fear is governments using bots. Right? The deep state, intelligence communities using bots to create an artificial sort of movement, right? To like artificially inflate things to make certain things look popular and certain things look unpopular that fit their agenda. I think that's already going on. I think it's been going on for a while. And I think people are a little naive about it at this point in time. And hopefully people will not be so naive in the future.
To be honest, I'm starting to doubt it. They used to tell us that 20 million people watched Big Bang Theory, and maybe that was back when, you had only a few cable channels. Well, according to CNET, There's an online community that believes the internet died in 2016, and here's how AI fits into that picture. As AI becomes more and more prominent and mainstream, and we start to realize that it's easily accessible to consumers, it starts to become more plausible that, well, people are botting. I've come to believe this is likely the case, but I don't know. It's hard to think so because when I go out in the streets, people recognize me and they say hello to me and they know my name. And more and more and more, I see it happening. So certainly a lot of people are watching this, and fame does still exist. But I have theories. I think that it's a combination, or it's an emergent phenomenon. That is, it wasn't a singular conspiracy from government. It's not that USAID was funding all of it. They're just one component. And with the end of USAID, money that was finding its way to activist organizations that were doing this and political organizations has dried up, and thus much of it is stopping. Views are rapidly declining, search volume is declining, and everything seems to be decentralizing. But then I start to notice a lot of these videos, AI generated with millions of views, and I think, oh boy, are we cooked.
Bro, I've been seeing it too, and they all follow the same format. They're all just like, they got the greatest clickbait shit, and then they just keep, they have a great clickbait title. I'm going to find one because I know they're in my history. They show up, they have hundreds of thousands of views. You click on it, and there's like right away, you realize, oh, this is an AI voice. The script, probably written by AI, but yet they still get hundreds of thousands of views. And it's like, who wants to watch this fucking garbage? It's like, is the clickbait and thumbnail that good that people will sit through this bullshit? Just hoping to get to the point of the thumbnail where it's whatever it's clickbaiting you on? It's getting bad, dude. It's getting bad. And it's taking views away from like real people.
Some people believe that the decline in the apparent sales, in money transactions, it's a result of Trump's immigration policy. And maybe it is. Did you guys know that Las Vegas is dying? I know a lot of you don't care about Vegas, but it's a big tourist destination. It's dying. One could make several arguments as to why this is. They're saying in this article that they're getting rid of human dealers and going for computers as tourism is drying up. Well, gambling has been legalized across the country, so there's no real reason to go to Vegas anymore. Plus, Vegas sucks. So it's hot. It's expensive. Why bother going there when you got a casino around the corner? That may be. Or it also may be that people are disappearing. What do I mean by that? It's, well, they're dying. And there's no young people to replace them. And the younger people that are reaching this age where they should be spending money on disposable things don't have any money because the money was disproportionately held by, well, not just boomers, but large corporations.
Damn, yeah. I could have sworn I ran into it last night, this fucking typical AI bullshit video, and it had like a 200-something thousand views. But of course, now I can't find it because that's always how it works. You know, for some reason, it doesn't always seem to save everything in your history. You know, it's weird how that works. I'll keep looking. Maybe I'll find it.
I believe the internet is dead. And I believe we are largely looking at people now fighting over the corpse of fake view enterprises. I wondered about this.
Here's one. Okay. And it's crazy because this has this like almost the same amount of views as the one I saw last night.
A monument that shouldn't exist. Something that could not have been built.
All right. So you can't see the thumbnail. It's like, that's a great thumbnail, and it all teases like Georgia Guidestones mystery finally solved, and it isn't good. And then you keep watching it, and it's like they never actually fucking tell you anything.
Right now in eastern Georgia, investigators are working.
And they all have the same format. I saw another one that was like recent, and it's the same fucking format where they have this little news clip where they fucking tease you like they're gonna reveal some shit, and then they never reveal it.
To learn what and who damaged the Georgia Guidestones. So far, we know part of the 42-year-old monument.
Have you ever seen something so big?
Yeah, and then back to the fucking AI slop. This shit written by fucking AI and voiced by AI. This shit is taken over, and it's conveniently, they all seem to have 200,000 views on every video. 0 comments. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. 0 fucking comments? How does that work? How do you have 256,000 views and 0 comments, but yet 7,000 upvotes? How does that work, guys? How does that work? There's nothing funny going on, guys. There's nothing funny going on. No, it's just 200,000 people watched it, nobody commented. 7,000 people upvoted it, but nobody commented. Okay, but yeah, I'm seeing this sort of AI slop everywhere, dude. Everywhere, and it's fucking annoying, man. Because then you click on it and you think, oh yeah, I do want to know about the Georgia Guidestones. Why? Who blew them up? What happened? Like, somebody blew him up. And then it's nothing. And then they just give you a history, an AI slop history of the Georgia Guidestones. And then they just bury the lead the whole time. Oh, dude. I wonder if these people are making money. They gotta be. Why else would they be doing it? If they're not making money, then why are they doing it, right? So yeah. We'll play a little more.
Because I'm going to be completely candid with you guys. Maybe it makes me sound arrogant or whatever, but whatever. Timcast IRL. We get, last night we had on YouTube 28,000 concurrent viewers. Some say, wow, Tim's really fallen off those views.
Oh, is this why Tim's talking about dead internet? Because his views are going down? I remember when Tim used to talk shit about everybody who would say, like, the algorithms demoted me, it's throttling me, and Tim would be like, well, it's just because that's the trends and this. And then now that his views are going down, he's like, oh, something's up. But I don't think Tim's views are going down. I think he's on Rumble now too, right? So it's probably splitting his audience.
Views are low. Well, the reality is we launched the live stream with Rumble.
Yeah, exactly.
With the Rumble deal. And that split our views for the people who didn't want to be on YouTube.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't trust the Rumble views. A lot of people are very suspicious of the Rumble views.
Because YouTube is censorious and whatever. And we do our uncensored portion on Rumble, so some people decided just to watch there instead. So last night we had about 30,000 watching on Rumble. And, so we have 50 some odd thousand concurrent views. We usually do about 800,000 views.
Yeah, Tim never misses an opportunity to brag, does he? We know it, Tim. You're a big shot, bro. You're very successful. We know. You don't have to tell us every 10 seconds.
And we do great. Our sponsors love the show. They tend to sell. But I've always wondered this. People tell me that Timcast IRL is an institution, that it's really big, it's so important. I don't see it. I don't feel it. For one, I don't see the people, right? I'm talking to a camera. But
you don't see the chat? What are you talking about, bro? I'm talking to my chat. I barely even look at the camera. I'm looking at the fucking chat, talking to the chat the whole fucking time. I see it. I feel it. Maybe you're out of touch, Tim. Maybe that's what's up. Maybe you need to take the beanie off and get in touch with your true inner self, Tim.
In terms of Cast Brew Coffee and Boonies HQ, these are the products that we sell of ours. We do a lot. Full disclosure, Cast Brew Coffee generated $2 million last year in sales off the show. Sponsors
the Midwest request super chatted $2. Technological singularity undeniably is happening.
Yeah, this AI it's man, you thought like the internet changed things. Every now and then a technology comes up and it just completely turns the system upside down. It's crazy. I don't even know what to think about AI. There's a lot of great. Ben, what's up, Ben? I'm going to play the video you recommended yesterday.
$100.
Jesus, Ben.
100% dead internet. Ping. Bot's gonna bot. Algorithms gonna hate that-ism. Let's get a laugh in at the milk tanker truck thieves who are still at large.
That's the next one I'm going to, Ben, because you sent me a super chat yesterday, so I had that pulled up. This is the one, right? Where they fucking stole like 4 fucking cars and then like a truck and then got away. That's next, Ben. I remembered your chat from last night. Thank you, Ben. $100, dude. Everybody. I mean, come on, Ben. What a generous super chat. Thank you, Ben. You rock, brother. Yeah, we're getting to that one next, Benny. Thank you.
Usually tell us that we sell better than everyone. They say, we don't know what it is, but when we sponsor Tim.
Ben, you're not a Jew, are you? I'm just kidding. Like, Ben's, that's the Jewish money coming in, Ben. No, I'm just kidding. But that's funny. Ben, you don't work for any foreign governments, do you?
Guest, we get a better return than if we sponsor somebody else.
Thank you.
And the way that works is a sponsor might say something like, for $5,000, we'll do an ad read. And it depends on your viewership. These sponsors tell us that when they do other channels, they don't get a big return. They'll spend $5,000 and maybe only do a couple grand in sales. But with us, when they spend the same amount for the same amount of views, they tend to get way more. Okay,
we're going to stop watching this because it's just going to be another brag session. It's going to be Tim talking about. I mean, this almost sounds like he's trying to tell the sponsors like how good he is and why everybody should sponsor him. I like Tim, but Tim needs to talk less about himself and more about the topic. But then the video would probably only be 6 minutes, and he needs to make it 16, so he's got to go on about how successful they are. All right, Ben, this one's for you, brother. If this is not the right one, Ben, let me know. I'm pretty sure this is This is the one you wanted, right?
Developing news this morning. Police still looking for 2 carjacking suspects after a wild pursuit from Lancaster to East LA.
Yeah, let's go right to Gigi right now for how this chase played out. Very dramatic. Hi there, Gigi.
It's certainly very dramatic with one victim after another. We totaled up at least 5 people who were confronted by these suspects. Take a look. It started in Lancaster just after 10 o'clock last night. That's when a man says they stole, 2 suspects stole his Ford F-250 truck from his home on Benford Drive in Lancaster. He saw it all happen and immediately jumped in another car and started following the suspects. But at one point, he told police they confronted him and began shooting at him.
Holy shit. These guys went full GTA, huh?
So he's a big rig driver who put it in reverse and got the heck out of there. The suspects then crashed head on into a white big rig.
Where are the police at, dude? Like, why aren't the police on? I mean, were the police not chasing them the whole fucking time? Because you would think at this point, the police would be able to fucking do something because they're stopped, they're out of their car. Were the police just letting him go because he was driving so fucking crazy? Because sometimes they'll do that. If you're driving like a maniac and they feel like them pursuing you is going to put people at risk because you're going to drive even crazier, they might stop pursuing you. You got a fucking semi, dude. You're telling me you couldn't have just hit your semi in fucking full gear and pushed forward on this fucking bitch ass truck with your semi? Come on, dude. Driving a truck like that. Come on, man. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't understand how much fucking torque, horsepower a semi has, but I would imagine a semi would be able to win a battle like this against a fucking pickup truck. Fucking, he's wearing a reflective vest. That's interesting. So this all started with the carjacking. Maybe the reflective vest, because I've heard of like, I forgot where it was, but people are going to these like concerts. I think it might have been Chicago or something. But people go to these concerts, and when you're stuck in traffic trying to get to the concert, people in these reflective vests will come up to you and be like, $20 for parking, $20 for parking. And they pretend like they're a parking attendant and they take your money, but they're not even a parking attendant. They're just like fucking ripping everybody off. And then apparently they get real nasty with you if you don't give them money.
In downtown LA, where they drove that big rig through the streets and under an underpass, and there they carjacked another.
I don't know. This guy here is a victim, but I mean, dude, you gave up your semi a little too easy, bro. You gave it up a little too easy. Now these fucking maniacs have a giant truck to just rampage across the town with.
Ben Stevens super chatted $2. LA city budget is $13.9 billion.
Not enough, dude. We got to give them more, bro. We need 100 trillion, bro. They need 100 trillion, and then they'll solve their problems. Never enough. They need more money. That's how can they survive on only 13.9 billion, Ben? It's unbelievable.
Stealing a white pickup truck, and they took off in that.
Got away? Are you kidding me? Dude, they never get away. These fuckers got away. They pulled the move like park under the freeway so that the helicopter can't see you, and they got away. I guarantee you, these dudes play a lot of GTA. They play a lot of GTA. That's insane. Where are the cops? Where are the fucking squad cars on their ass? Are they too busy like at an ICE protest or some shit? Like, what the fuck is this?
He towed away from 14th and Alameda early this morning. Of course, if you have...
They got a whole dealership worth of cars that they just went through, dude.
Any information on these suspects, please call the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department.
At least the trucks look like they're still in good condition. They didn't wreck every single one, so you got to give them credit for that. 3 cars later from the milk truck? Jesus, dude. They still got 5 stars? No, I think they hit out long enough. They're probably got no stars anymore. You just got to go get out of sight for long enough, and then the stars will go away. That's insane that they got away. Are they still on the loose? Let me check this out.
In Lancaster, they're investigating. They do say they left a lot of evidence behind, and they did find a gun they believe belonged to those 2 men. Reporting live, I'm Gigi Graciette. Back to you.
Wow.
Is this the whole... They're going to get them if they don't even know who the fuck they are. If all their cars were stolen, I mean, maybe they got a good photo of it and they got like they can like match the photos with their database or something. But I mean, if they don't know who these people are, these people might just get away with it. Yeah, I don't think they've caught them. Yeah, unfortunately, as of August 12th, 2025, the suspects in this particular incident have not yet been apprehended. Police lost sight of them after they abandoned a stolen pickup truck and carjacked a fourth vehicle in the Boyle Heights neighborhood. Authorities are still actively searching for them and consider them armed and dangerous. Okay.
Long way on a...
That's an L for the police. They didn't win that one. They didn't win that one. You weren't involved in that in any way, were you, Ben Stevens? Anybody in the chat? You guys got nothing to do with that, right? Right? John McCarter, that wasn't you, I hope, John. I hope you were at home during this time. That's wild, dude. I never see them get away. It's very rare to see them actually get away. So, and then like every video I've seen, where are the police? Where are the police, dude? I don't see any police on their tail. I don't see. So did the police just not respond, or where they didn't have enough cars? Like, what the fuck was going on? But did they leave in a tank, officer? Yeah, if it was GTA, they would have kept going until they got the tank. Once you get the tank, forget about it. It's over, dude. It's over. No description of the suspects. I mean, it looked like one was like a kind of heavy-set Mexican, the one that was wearing the yellow vest. Looked like he could have been Hispanic and a little heavy-set, but other than that, I mean, that's a lot of people in LA. There's a lot of heavy-set Hispanics in LA, so that's not going to narrow it down much, is it? Oh, man. That's crazy. Thank you for the suggestion, Ben. I'm not like Smoke and Scan. I don't watch all that shit all the time, but it's always fun to see. But yeah, it's been a fun episode, guys. What do you think? You guys having fun? Let's see, it's saying audio bit rate's not right. Let me see. Everything working? Yeah, everything working. Okay. Well, that's you, YouTube. That's a you problem, YouTube. Thank you, guys. Been fun. Been fun. At least Nick speaks out against the lawlessness. Well, there's a lot of people that speak out against what I think is the heart of the problem, which is the corruption of our government. That's the problem. A lot of these people say they're America first, but they seem to be obsessed with everything going on overseas. I get it. We shouldn't be involved. That should be your obsession. Your obsession should be America should not be involved. We should get out of all of that shit because we got too much shit to care about here and too much shit to fix here. And I get it. Palestine, it's sad. Children dying, yada, yada, yada. But damn, for America first, you guys seem to care a lot about other fucking countries. I don't. I don't give a fuck. I care about America. And we got a lot to fix here, boys.
Ben Stevens super chatted $10. Spoiler alert, they drove a tanker truck hauling milk in a circle in downtown LA, before getting on the wrong way on the interstate.
Dude, and they still got away. Those dudes are lucky as fuck, dude. And it sounds like nobody died, so that's pretty good, right? That's a good sign, because they were shooting at somebody. They could have easily fucking murdered somebody. Driving a semi like that, somebody could have died, so good news, nobody died. But yeah, that's crazy, Ben. I don't know, man. I'll pull up some more on that next time in the next episode if there's some updates on it. Or Ben, you can let me know if there's some updates about that you want me to catch up on. But yeah, all right, guys, been fun. We'll see. I'll try to do one tomorrow. Not sure if I'm gonna be here tomorrow, but I should be around 9 o'clock, depending on how my day goes and what there is to talk about. Maybe one of these. Maybe I'll start doing more streams where I don't have much to talk about and we just hang and talk about whatever. And that, like, I've done episodes where you guys can like suggest the shit, like videos you want me to react to and stuff. Maybe we'll do one of those streams tomorrow, just like a cool hangout. Or maybe there'll be a bunch of news to talk about tomorrow. Who knows? Who knows? But thank you, Ben. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate the support. Thank you for all the super chats. You guys are awesome. Get a lot of support today. Thank you to the new members. I think I forgot who gave I think Midwest, right? Didn't you give a membership out? Thank you for that. And we'll see you tomorrow, guys. Have a wonderful night. Okay? See you tomorrow.
Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified. Here's some other videos to watch that you might like or you might not. Have a great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll
No,
see
John, you didn't hurt my feelings, John. You're good, bro.
again.
You're good. I just worry about you getting too triggered by the chat, John. That's what I worry about. But shout out, John. Hope you're doing good. Have a good night, John.
And ring that bell if you want notified. Have a great day, my internet friend. I hope I'll see you once again. Please subscribe and hit the like and ring that bell if you want notified.